A lot of people got the Messiah, the Master.
For the law of the Spirit of life in Christ Jesus has made me free from the law of sin and death. For what the law could not do, in that it was weak through the flesh, God sending his own Son in the likeness of sinful flesh, and for sin, condemned sin in the flesh, that the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the Spirit, the things of the Spirit.
I can see the signs now, cause my vision's clear. I can see the devil tempted when the Spirit's near. So I'm in the scriptures daily, trying to change my life. All these years of being wrong, I'm trying to get it right. Being slow to anger, trying not to pop off. Being patient with my people when they go off. All judgment has been given to the Son. So with him, I've been trying to become one. All praises till I'm done. Trying to be his faithful servant, walking in this light. Keep my foot from darkness, walking out by sight. See his faith that's been moving that mountain that I've been struggling with. I'm glad I found him. The Messiah, the Christ, that's who I do it for. To give glory to the Father, that's what he did it for. He sacrificed, laid down his life, so we can be named blameless in the Father's sight.
No longer carnality, the Spirit is leading me, through his word, my steps are ordered. Total control of me, where you lead, I follow thee, through his word, my steps are ordered.
Many are called, but few are chosen. Fighting with my flesh, trying to keep the Sabbath holy. Corner versus spirit, the battle is real. Gotta play without ceasing, keeping his will. Cause see, we all fall short, but blessed is his mercy. Through his son, we can get it, just follow the verses. Cause sinning feel good, it pleases the flesh. But through the spirit there's life, the carnal is death. I've been drinking living waters, I'm feeling refreshed. I had to kill that old man to witness my best. I gotta study what I need to pass this test. Believing on his son, number one on the list. Now I gotta keep his law, hoping that I don't miss. If I do pray for forgiveness, don't do it again. I gotta keep my heart focused, don't follow the trend. Cause you cannot love this world when following him.
No longer carnality, the Spirit is leading me, through his word, my steps are ordered. Total control of me, where you lead, I follow thee, through his word, my steps are ordered. In the Spirit, I will follow you, where you lead me. Through his word, my steps are ordered. In the Spirit, I will follow you, where you lead me. Through his word, my steps are ordered. In the Spirit, I will follow you, where you lead me. Through his word, my steps are ordered. In the Spirit, I will follow you, where you lead me. No longer carnality, the Spirit is leading me, through his word, my steps are ordered. Total control of me, where you lead, I follow thee, through his word, my steps are ordered. And Lord, I will follow you. Through his word, my steps are ordered.
A lot of people got the Messiah, the Master coming back as this guy who's gonna love everybody and rapture everybody off to heaven. That's not true. That's not the teaching of the Bible. The Bible says, that he does judge and make work.
All praises to the Father and his Son, the creator of the universe. Yeah, the giver of the laws and commandments, crucified for the sins of the whole earth. But y'all don't pay him no mind, y'all don't pay him no homage. I ain't tripping on him, y'all don't love him. Y'all too busy worshiping other guys, Christmas, Easter, Valentine, yeah, y'all love sin. And these pastors ain't no help, they done closed up the doors to the kingdom. Matthew 23 and 13, tell me y'all some hypocrites, y'all ain't even getting in the kingdom. And that's real. I've been walking with the word, trying to get to know the word. Another word, I've been reading script. And come to find out, it's a different story when you understand the manuscript. It is. False doctrines, all lies. Is it? Like going to heaven when we die. What else? Like eating catfish and pork rinds. That's abomination in the Lord's eyes. You gotta unlearn and relearn everything that you did learn about the Most High God of these scriptures, and you better do it before he return. Cause he ain't coming back to shake hands. Nah, kissing and hugging. No, he coming back to set the record straight. Come on, he coming back to pass judgment. Yeah, cause he ain't coming back to shake hands. He ain't kissing and hugging. No, he coming back to clear the controversy. He coming back to pass judgment. 7 trumpets, 7 vows. Right after Jacob see his trouble, it's coming. He said the whole world gon' bow. Whether you hate him or you love him, it's coming. Got a war, you ain't keeping his commandments, you gon' perish when he come back with his army and the sword. All judgment has been handed down to him from the Father, and the title has been given Lord of all lords. You've been worshiping in vain though, cause you don't really know him like you claim so. At the day of judgment, he gon' tell you he don't know you either. And to the lake of fires, where you gon' go? All you heathens and you Edomites. Yeah, Babylon gon' die that night. Talk a takeover, full overthrow. The man of sin, he gon' burn slow. What you know about blood up to the horse's bridle? He gon' call all the fowls of the air to come feast on the dead bodies laying everywhere. You can read it, you been sinning, you ain't gon' be spared. I've been reading, you should get prepared. Yeah, I've been reading, baby, you should be scared. If you thinking the Messiah is a white boy with blue eyes and blonde hair, that's deception at its highest. He gon' judge you with the highest when you kick against the laws and the commandments. That's the covenant, I'm standing on it. 10 toes down, I know you been playing on it. You gotta unlearn and relearn everything that you did learn about the Most High God of these scriptures, and you better do it before he return. Cause he ain't coming back to shake hands. Nah, kissing and hugging. No, he coming back to set the record straight. Come on, he coming back to pass judgment. Yeah, cause he ain't coming back to shake hands. He ain't kissing and hugging. No, he coming back to clear the controversy. He coming back to pass judgment. And I saw heaven open, and behold a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness he doeth judge and make war. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but himself. He was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name was called the Word of God. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he shall smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. And he treadeth the winepress of fierceness and of wrath of God Almighty.
Trial after trial, glad trouble don't last always. Pray for sunshine, give me a sign, there will be brighter days. I know I'm not worthy, as I pray and I weep at your feet. I ask you to forgive me, and restore to my joy is complete. You said joy comes in the morning, I'm so glad. In the morning, it'll be alright. In the morning, see we. In the morning, don't you worry. In the morning, the sun will shine. In the morning, joy is coming. In the morning light. Yeah.
With faith of a mustard seed, you can move a mountain. Anything's possible through Christ if you don't doubt him. I know what you going through, I was going through it too. Bills steady piling up, you don't know what you gon' do. Eviction notice on the rent, who can I reach out to? I'm at it with sis, and I'm kinda beefing with my brother too. I don't know, I'm praying though, waiting for the morning to come. It's been darkness for a while, I don't smile cause I'm hurting inside. I keep my faith, but it's harder when your loved one's dealing with Satan. Just gotta wait and be patient, that's what the words say. I'm reading it daily, that's how I know it's gonna be great for me later. That's when the morning comes. He won't forsake you, just don't break when the trials come. Stand tall and rejoice, you a chosen one. He only chastises those he loves, so keep your faith and stay strong till the morning comes.
The trouble, it don't last always. It's gonna be a brighter day. Hold on and you just keep the faith. Hold on throughout the struggle. The trouble, it don't last always. There's gonna be a brighter day. Hold on and you just keep the faith. Hold on throughout the struggle. Oh Lord, thou hast brought up my soul from the grave. Thou hast kept me alive, that I should not go down to the pit. Sing unto the Lord, O ye saints of his, and give thanks at the remembrance of his holiness. For his anger endured but for a moment, and his favor is life. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. In the morning, 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 keep your head
Shabbat shalom, everybody. Shabbat shalom, everybody. Before we get started, I want to do a mic check. Mic check. If y'all can hear me, man, let me get some sevens in the room. If y'all can hear me. Just want to make sure everything is working. We good? Okay, cool. Got my IT man on deck. Say we good. All right. All right, so again, Shabbat shalom, everybody. Shabbat shalom, everybody. It's your humble servant, D-Row, the Truth Teller. Got my other half with me today.
Shabbat shalom, family.
This is Aquila Priscilla Ministries, and we are back with another lesson. But as always, before we get started, we give all praise, all honor, and all glory to the God of this Bible, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of everything seen and unseen, by way of his only begotten Son, Yeshua HaMashiach. But he was introduced to us as Jesus the Christ. So we say all praise, all honor, and all glory. And may his spirit increase as my wife and our spirit decreases. And as always, before we get started, we're going to read Psalms 19:14. And it reads, let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, my strength and my redeemer. All praise.
Amen.
All right, so we see the title of the lesson, the sign of Christ's return, and what is it? I know throughout being in this truth and, hearing God's word, quote unquote, there's been a lot of different signs, I guess you could say, that's been told to us that we need to watch for, for his return. This lesson was kind of brought about with my daughter, man. One of my youngest daughter asked me a couple times, what was the sign of his return and how we gonna know, when he returned. And I kind of read to her Matthew 24, the first 14 verses, but the Spirit was like, that ain't it. And then when I told my wife about it, she was like, you shouldn't, treat that lightly. Like, you should really, look into that. Right. So that's kind of, what we did. Kind of look deeper into it. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to look at the question that the disciples asked him. We're going to look at what brought the question up. We're going to look at how they asked it. And we're going to look at how the Messiah answered the question, just how they asked it, right? Because I really feel like, it's important, just as it was important in their day to watch for a certain event, just like it's important for our day to watch, even more so important in our day, because, his return is not. So it's important to know the events that's going to take place leading up to his return, right? So we're going to look at this. The Spirit put on me to do a PowerPoint because this one had to be a little visual. So I'm going to share the screen. And we're going to get the PowerPoint going. And we're going to try to answer the questions, man. The sign of Christ's return, what is it? So let's look at this. The first where we're going to go to is Sirach. That's the red book, Apocrypha. We're going to go to Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 24. And we're going to read 1 through 12. So we're going to go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 24. and we're gonna do 1 through 12. All right, now pay attention to this particular verse. And Shabbat Shalom to everybody that's on the chat, man. I see y'all out there, man.
Shalom.
Shalom, everybody out there, man. Peace and love. Thank y'all for tuning in. And hopefully, man, we can get some clarity. Because I ain't gonna lie, this lesson kind of gave me clarity, I should say. You know, made me understand a little bit better. You know what I mean? So let's look at this. Ecclesiasticus chapter 24. We're gonna do 1 through 12. And if you got it, baby, go ahead.
Wisdom shall praise herself,
Uh-huh.
and shall glory in the midst of her people.
Mm-hmm.
In the congregation of the Most High,
Yep.
shall she open her mouth and triumph before his power.
Okay, so wisdom has a people, and wisdom is going to be in the midst of her people. And the reason why we came here is to let everyone know that we have the capability to get the understanding of this wisdom, the sign of Christ's return, right? We all got this capability, right? Go ahead.
I came out of the mouth of the Most High
Uh-huh.
and covered the earth as a cloud.
Yep.
I dwelt in high places,
Yep.
and my throne is in a cloudy pillar.
Yep.
I alone compassed the circuit of heaven
Mm-hmm.
and walked in the bottom of the deep.
Yep.
In the waves of the sea and in all the earth and in every people and nation,
Uh-huh.
I got a
You
possession.
see that? Every people and every nation, I got a possession. So everybody's capable of understanding, right? What are the signs of his return? What is the imminent sign of his return? Because there's an event that's going to take place. When this event happens, we can start the countdown. You see what I mean? We can start the countdown. Now, we don't know exactly when or what hour in the midst of this event that is going to happen. But when we see this event take place, countdown,
Yes.
right? Go ahead.
With all these I sought rest,
Uh-huh.
and in whose inheritance shall I abide?
Yeah.
So the creator of all things gave me a commandment,
Okay.
and he that made me caused my tabernacle
Yeah,
to rest,
Yeah.
and said, let thy dwelling be in Jacob,
Uh-huh.
and thine inheritance in Israel.
So if you are of the stock of Jacob, if you are of the bloodline of Israel, right, then you are in fact capable. You like he said, he reveals nothing before he do it except he reveals it to his prophets first, right? So if you really want to know, if you are of the stock of Jacob, Israel, you're going to know, right? Go ahead.
Verse 9.
Yeah.
He created me from the beginning,
Yeah.
before the world,
Mm-hmm.
and I shall never fail.
Yep.
In the holy tabernacle I served before him,
Mhm.
and so was I established in Zion.
So I was established in Zion, holy Jerusalem. Go ahead.
Likewise, in the beloved city,
Mhm.
he gave me rest,
Mm-hmm.
and in Jerusalem was my power.
See that? Go ahead.
And I took root in an honorable people,
Mm-hmm.
even in the portion of the Lord's inheritance.
So wisdom has taken root in Jacob, right? So it's in there,
Mhm.
right? We just got to search it out.
Gotta
And
find it.
then we just got to find it.
Mhm.
And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to search for the sign of Christ, what we need to be looking for, right? My brother touched on it last night, but we're going to get a little bit deeper tonight, all right? So let's look at this one. Let's go to Matthew 24 and verse 3. Let's go ahead and start it out. Matthew 24, and we're going to read verse 3. Since we know that we are of the stock of Jacob, we are the stock of Israel, right? Wisdom has rested upon us. So don't think it's a strange thing that we should know when Christ is going to return, right? So let's look at this question. And as I always say, man, if you really want to know, the more I look into these scriptures, man, if you want to know something, right, start from the beginning, right? So we're going to read this question, then we're going to get the backdrop of how this question was even brought up. All right, so we have Matthew chapter 24. Matthew 24, we're going to read verse 3. Matthew 24, verse 3. And if you got it, baby, go ahead.
And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives,
Uh-huh.
the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us when shall these things be,
Uh-huh.
and what shall be the sign of thy coming
Mm-hmm.
and of the end of the world?
So they came and asked him, what shall these things be? Right? Now, prior to him saying all about the wars and earthquakes, he had told them something, right? So that's why they asked him these things first, and then the sign of your coming and the end of the world, right? It was an order of the question, and we got to see why that order was, right? So let's get the backdrop, and then we're going to come back and we're going to get into it. So let's go to Matthew 21. Go to Matthew 21. Matthew 20. We got to get the backdrop to see why this question was even brought up in the first place. and why he even answered it the way he did, right? So let's go to Matthew 21, and we're going to do 1 through 7. Yeah, Matthew 21, 1 through 7. And just real quick to give you the backdrop of what's going on, the Messiah is about to really start fulfilling prophecy. Remember, the book of Matthew is all about proving that the Messiah is who he say he is through prophecy. So this is what he's about to start doing, right? Fulfilling prophecy. Go ahead. We're going to do Matthew 21, 1 through 7. If you got it, go ahead.
And when they drew nigh unto Jerusalem, and were come to Bethphage, unto the Mount of Olives, then sent Jesus 2 disciples, saying unto them, Go into the village over against you, and straightway ye shall find an ass tied, and a colt with her. Loose them and bring them unto me. And if any man say aught unto you, ye shall say, The Lord hath need of them, and straightway he will send them.
Go ahead.
And all this was done, that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by the prophet, saying,
You see, prophecy. Go ahead.
Tell ye the daughter of Sion, Behold, the king cometh unto thee, meek and sitting upon an ass, and a colt, the foal. Is that the foal?
Yep, the foal of an ass.
The foal of an ass.
Yep.
And the disciples went and did as Jesus commanded them.
Real quick, we're not going to go there, but this prophecy, you can go read this in Zechariah chapter 9, verses 9. Okay? That's where this prophecy comes from. Zechariah 9, verse 9. Go ahead, finish that out.
Verse 7.
Yep.
And brought the ass and the colt, and put them on their clothes, and they set him thereon.
Okay, so skip down to verse, where we going? Verse 9, do 9 through 11.
And the multitudes that went before and that followed cried, saying, Hosanna to the Son of David. Blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Lord. Hosanna in the highest.
So they're basically proclaiming Christ right now to be the Messiah. That's what's going on right here, right? Because they just seen that this prophecy, him coming in on this ass, they know, oh, this is Zechariah. This is prophecy. Oh, Hosanna, right? Go ahead.
And when he was coming to Jerusalem, when he has come into Jerusalem, all the city was moved, saying, Who is this? And the multitude said, This is Jesus, the prophet of Nazareth of Galilee.
Let's get down to 14 and do 14 through 16. About to fulfill some more prophecy. Go ahead.
And the blind and the lame came to him in the temple, and he healed them. And when the chief priests and the scribes saw the wonderful things that he did, and the children crying in the temple, and saying, Hosanna to the Son of David, they were sore displeased.
Notice that. The Pharisees were sore displeased that the people is proclaiming this guy to be the Messiah. All right, go ahead.
And he said unto him, Hearest thou what these say? And Jesus said unto them, Yea, have ye never read? Out of the mouth of babes and sucklings, thou hast perfected praise. This is Psalms 8:2. That prophecy fulfilled. Psalms chapter 8, verse 2. You can go read that. But for time's sake, we just gonna keep it moving. All right, skip down to verse, what we're gonna do? 23, and we're gonna do 23 through 27. And when he was coming to the temple, the chief priests and the elders of the people came unto him as he was teaching, and said, By what authority does thou these things? And who gave thee this authority? Because the people's talking about he the Messiah. And he's healing people, and he's not saying I'm not. So the first is like, man, who giving you this? Who gave you this authority? What's up? Right? Go ahead. And Jesus answered and said unto them,
what did he say?
I also will ask you one thing.
Okay.
Which if ye tell me, I and likewise will tell you by what authority I do these things.
So he said, I'm gonna ask y'all a question. If y'all can answer me the question, then I'm gonna tell y'all what authority I do this in. Go ahead.
The baptism of John.
Okay.
Whence was it?
Okay.
From heaven or of men?
Yeah.
And they reasoned with themselves, saying, If we shall say from heaven, he will say unto us, Why did ye not then believe him? But if we shall say of men, we fear the people. For all hold John as a prophet.
Yeah.
And they answered Jesus and said, We cannot tell. And he said unto them, Neither tell I you by what authority I do these things.
Then you're gonna have to understand these parables then. Right? Skip down to verse 33 and go do 33 through 46.
Here another parable.
You see? Here another parable. Go ahead.
There was a certain householder which planted a vineyard and hedged it round about, and digged a winepress in it, and built a tower, and let it out to husbandmen, and went into a far country.
Now listen to this parable, right? Because he's talking about these Pharisees, and these Pharisees going to prophesy their judgment, not even knowing, right? Listen to this parable. Go ahead.
And when the time of the fruit drew near, he sent his servants to the husbandmen, that they might receive the fruits of it.
The prophets, right? Go ahead.
And the husbandman took his servant, beat one, and killed another, and stoned another.
Killed the prophets. We're gonna read this later on. Stay with us. Go ahead.
Again, he sent other servants more than the first.
Yeah.
They did unto them likewise.
Okay.
But last of all, he sent unto them his son, saying,
sent his what?
His son.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Saying,
go ahead.
They will reverence my son.
They're gonna reverence my son. I know I sent my prophets. They ain't reverence them, but I know they're gonna reverence my son. Okay. Go ahead.
But when the husbandmen saw the son, they said among themselves,
what they say?
This is the heir. Come, let us kill him, and let us seize on his inheritance.
Yeah.
And they caught him and cast him out of the vineyard.
Yeah.
And slew him.
Oh, they slew the son. Okay, go ahead.
When the Lord therefore of the vineyard cometh, what will he do unto those husbandmen?
So he asked them. Now, when the Lord come back and see what went down, what he gonna do to these husbands? That's the question that was asked to the Pharisees. Look how they gonna answer. Go ahead.
They say unto him,
he will do what?
He will miserably destroy those wicked men.
Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. He will utterly destroy those wicked men. This is what they said now. Go ahead.
And will let out his vineyard unto other husbandmen, which shall render him the fruits in their season.
And give it out to other workers, to other people that's going to render the fruit. Keep that in mind, man. That's why a lot of times you got to be careful, man, because we'll speak our own judgment, not even knowing. Go ahead.
Verse 42.
Yeah.
Jesus said unto them, Did ye never read in the scriptures?
Yeah.
The stone which the builders rejected, the same is become the head of the corner.
Yeah.
This is the Lord's doing, and it is marvelous in our eyes.
This is Psalms 118, 21 through 23. Again, we're not going to go there for time's sake, but write it down. This is Psalms 118, 21 through 23 that he's fulfilling right here. Go ahead.
Therefore say I unto you, the kingdom of God shall be taken from you.
Listen to what he's saying.
And given to a nation bringing forth the fruits thereof.
Yeah.
And whosoever shall fall on this stone shall be broken. But on whomsoever it shall fall, it will grind him to powder.
You see that? Whoever, remember this stone, keep that in mind now. I'm telling you, see, that's why it's important to understand prophecy. Because when Christ came, he wasn't doing nothing but speaking prophecy, walking, acting out prophecy. For real. Watch. We're going to see. Go ahead.
Verse 45. And when the chief priests and Pharisees had heard his parables, they perceived that he spake of them.
Yeah.
But when they sought to lay hands on him,
they got mad. They like, what he talking about us? So we tell you, what he talking about? We gonna be destroyed? Wait a minute. We gotta get rid of him. You see? Go ahead.
But when they sought to lay hands on him, they feared the multitude because they took him for a prophet.
Okay. Now skip down to Matthew 22, and we're gonna do 15, verse 15. Right? Matthew 22, verse 15. Then we're gonna do 41 through 46. So Matthew chapter 22, just do verse 15.
Then went the Pharisees and took counsel how they might entangle him in his talk.
Because the master been giving them parables now. This one parable that he just gave them was about the marriage supper, right? So after that, they like, man, we got to trip him up, right? He talking about he the Messiah, so we gonna trip him up so he'll say something so we can accuse him. That's what they trying to do now, right? So they come at him about who should we pay taxes to, Caesar or right? They come to him with stupid questions. A woman was married to 7 different men in the resurrection. Who's she gonna be married to? These are the questions that they coming at him with, trying to trip him up, entangle him, so to speak, right? But we gonna skip down to what we say 41, and we're gonna read 41 through 46. Look how he answered, right?
While the Pharisees were gathered together, Jesus asked them, saying, What think ye of Christ? Whose son is he? They say unto him, the son of David.
So who is the Christ? right? And they saying the son of David, because the son of David, the Christ, is the Messiah. They understand this. However, the Messiah in their mind is coming to destroy the Romans that they're under right now. That's who they're looking for. And the way he's talking ain't adding up to their agenda, right? So they doing what? Rejecting him. All right, go ahead.
40 verse 43.
Yeah.
He saith unto them,
Yeah.
How then doth David in spirit call him Lord,
Yeah.
saying, The Lord said unto my Lord, Sit thou on my right hand, till I make thine enemies thy footstool.
Yeah.
If David then call him Lord, how was he his son?
Yeah.
And no man was able to answer him a word, neither durst any man from that day forth ask him any more questions.
They stumped. They stumped. Right? But something's on the horizon, and they not even knowing. But Christ is trying to tell them, right? He's trying to tell them, yo, let's go look at what he's trying to tell them. Go to Leviticus. Leviticus 26. We on Leviticus 26. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, third book of the Bible. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus. So we're going to do Leviticus 26. Leviticus 26. So again, what's going on here? They're rejecting the Messiah. They're trying to entangle him up in his words so they can accuse him. Like, yo, you ain't who you say you are. Right? They rejecting him in so many words.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go look at what the prophecy says about the rejection of the Messiah. Right? Leviticus 26. And we're going to do 21 through 24. Leviticus 26, 21 through 24. If you got it, baby, go ahead.
And if you walk contrary unto me, and will not hearken unto me, I will bring 7 times more plagues upon you according to your sins.
Yeah.
I will also send wild beasts among you, which shall rob you of your children.
So we're not talking about lions and tigers, the literal. Wild beasts is these other nations, right? Just gonna rob your children. Go ahead.
And destroy your cattle.
Yeah.
And make you few in number.
Yeah.
And your highways shall be desolate.
Your highway shall be desolate. Key word right there. Desolate. Go ahead.
And if you will not be reformed by me by these things.
Now, if you won't change your ways because of these nations coming down on you, right? Because of these nations oppressing you, if you still want to walk contrary to me, go ahead.
But will walk contrary unto me.
Yep.
Then will I also walk contrary unto you.
Yeah. And
will punish you yet 7 times for your sin.
That's 24. Hold on, you there?
Yeah, I thought it was 20. You said 24, right?
Leviticus 26.
26. Okay.
Yep. We just read 24. Now we about to skip down to 31. We're gonna do 31 through 30. 31 through 33. Okay.
And I will make your cities waste. And bring your sanctuaries unto desolation.
Again, he said, bring your sanctuaries unto desolation. If you don't hearken unto me. Go ahead.
And I will not smell the savor of your sweet odor. And I will bring the land into desolation.
Yep.
And your enemies which dwell therein shall be astonished at it.
Yep.
And I will scatter you among the heathen, and will draw out a sword after you. And your land shall be desolate, and your cities waste.
This was a prophecy to the nations of Israel. Judah in particular, because the northern kingdom are going to get snatched up way earlier. But in particular, Judah, because Judah is going to be the kingdom that was still intact when the Messiah was walking around. Right? And that is the nation that would reject him. Let's go to Malachi. Let's look at Malachi. Malachi's right before Matthew, the book right before Matthew. See, we leading up to show you why those questions was even asked and why he answered them the way he answered them. To show us what Peter and them needed to be looking for in their time and what we need to be looking for in our time. You see that? So we had Malachi. What would we say? Malachi chapter 4. Yes, right before Matthew. Let me get there. Malachi, right before Matthew. We're going to do chapter 4, and we're going to do 4 through 6. Malachi chapter 4, we're going to do 4 through 6. If you got it, go ahead, brother.
Remember ye the law of Moses, my servant, which I commanded unto him in Horeb for all Israel, with the statutes and judgments. Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet
Mhm.
before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord.
Now we know that this Elijah, John the Baptist came in his spirit, proclaiming the coming of the Messiah. All right, but what Malachi say? Go ahead, verse 6.
And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children, and the heart of the children to their fathers.
Yeah.
Lest I come and smite the earth with the curse.
Lest I come and smite the earth with the curse, or leave your cities desolate. Either you're going to change the way you've been living, change your hearts, or I'm going to smite the city with a curse. Right? Let's look at this some more. Let's go to 2nd Esdras. Let's go to 2nd Esdras. And we're going to do chapter 1. And we're going to do 4 through 6. The 2nd Esdras is in the red book, y'all. But if you got that app, I think it might be on that app, though. If you got the Bible app. 2nd Esdras. Now, this 2nd Esdras, when we read this, you're going to see when we go back to this Matthew 23 and this Matthew 24 that the Messiah quoted this verbatim, almost. So that tells me not only was this 2nd Ezra book, in fact, written and out, that it was also ordained since the Messiah quoted from it, right? So let's look at this. 2nd Ezra, and we're going to do chapter 1, and we're going to do 4 through 6. 2nd Ezra 1, 4 through 6, just to get the context of what's going on. Right? Did you got it on that? I thought it was. I thought it was on your app. The Bible app. Yep, that's the Bible app she got. All right, so we have 2nd Ezra, chapter 1, verses 4 through 6. And if you got it, baby, go ahead.
And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying,
Yeah.
Go thy way, and show my people their sinful deeds.
Yeah.
And their children their wickedness, which they have done against me, that they may till, all right, that they may till their children's children.
Yeah.
Is that tell?
Tell.
Okay.
Hold on, what verse you in? I'm lost
yeah, that's
myself.
Right. Verse 5.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. That they may tell their children's children.
Yeah, tell, yeah.
Because the sins of their fathers are increased in him.
Yeah.
For they have
increased in them.
Increased in them.
Yep.
For they have forgotten me, and have offered unto strange gods. Am not I even he that brought them out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage? But they have provoked me unto wrath, and despised my counsel. Pull thou, what are we going to?
Verse 6.
Verse 6.
So, okay, you finished 6?
I went to 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Skip down to verse, where are we going? Verse 24. And then we're going to do 24 through 33.
Okay. What shall I do unto thee, O Jacob?
Okay.
Thou Judah? Thou Judah wouldest not obey me. I will turn me to other nations, and unto those will I give my name, that they may keep my statutes.
Ain't that the parable we just read? That the husband was going to give his vineyard out to other nations, right? We just read that. Okay, go ahead.
Seeing ye have forsaken me, I will forsake you also. When ye desire me to be gracious unto you, I shall have no mercy upon you. Whensoever ye call upon me, I will not hear you. For ye have defiled your hands with blood, and your feet are swift to commit manslaughter. Ye have not as it were forsaken me, but your own self, said the Lord.
See, you didn't forsake me, you forsake your own self. Listen to what he just said. When you forsake me, you don't forsake me, you forsake your own self. You're doing your own self a disservice when we don't follow the Lord.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Thus said the Almighty Lord, have I not prayed you as a father his sons?
Yeah.
As a mother her daughters, as a nurse her young babes?
Yeah.
That ye would be my people, and I should be your God. That ye would be my children, and I should be your father.
Yeah.
I gathered you together as a hen gathereth her chickens under her wings.
Yeah.
But now what shall I do unto you? I will cast you out from my face.
Remember what we reading right here. Because when we go back to this Matthew 23, you be like, wow. I know I was.
Yeah.
I was like, dang. Go ahead.
When ye offer unto me, I will turn my face from you.
Yeah.
For your solemn feast days, your new moons, your circumcisions have I forsaken.
And let's get a context of where we at. This prophet Ezra is in the captivity of Babylon, right? This is what's going on here. He's telling them the prophecy of Babylon, that the prophet's coming to tell them to go change our ways. If not, the kingdom of Babylon gonna come and snatch y'all up, right? However, this is gonna resonate with us here shortly, and he gonna let us know why. Go ahead.
Verse 32.
Yeah.
I sent unto you my servants, the prophets,
Yeah.
whom you have taken and slain,
Mm-hmm.
and tore their bodies in pieces,
Mm-hmm.
whose blood I will require of your hands, said the Lord.
Remember that. He said, I sent unto you servants, prophets, that y'all done killed. He said, but I'm gonna require the blood of them at your hands, though. Right? This is the master speaking through the prophet right now. Go ahead.
Thus said the Almighty Lord.
Yeah.
Your household is desolate.
Your what?
Your household is desolate.
Okay.
Your house is desolate.
Okay.
I will cast you out as the wind doth stubble.
See that? Now let's go back to Matthew 23. Now that we got the backdrop, right? They're rejecting him. He's telling them, he's trying to reform them. Yo, I'm here. The Messiah is here. The kingdom is here. They're rejecting him, right? We went through this prophecy of what's going to happen when you reject the Messiah. Desolation is imminent, right? So now let's read up into this question again with that understanding.
Yes.
Matthew 23, and we're going to start at verse, where we're going to start at 29. So we have Matthew 23, and we're going to start at verse 29, and we're going to read it on out. If you got it, go ahead, baby.
Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees,
Yeah.
hypocrites,
Mm-hmm.
because ye build the tombs of the prophets
Mm-hmm.
and garnish the sepulchres of the righteous.
See, you kill the prophets too.
Mm.
You see? Go ahead.
And say,
Mm-hmm.
if we had been in the days of our fathers,
Yeah.
we would not have been partakers with them in the blood of the prophets.
Mm-hmm.
Wherefore ye be witnesses unto yourselves,
Yeah.
that ye are children of them which killed the prophets.
Yeah. See, you the children of them that killed the prophets. Go ahead.
Fill ye up the measure of your fathers.
And you going to complete what your father started. Because y'all going to end up killing the prophet of all prophets.
Mm.
You see? Go ahead.
Ye serpents,
Uh-huh.
ye generation of vipers,
Uh-huh.
how can ye escape the damnation of hell?
Now, if we go back to the beginning of Matthew, this is the same thing John the Baptist told him.
Mhm.
You see? So again, he's prophesying, yo, I'm that guy that John was talking about.
Yeah.
I am, in fact, him. So y'all better pay attention. But since y'all not, verse 34.
All right. Wherefore,
Uh-huh.
behold, I send unto you prophets
Yeah.
and wise men
Yeah.
and scribes,
Mm-hmm.
and some of them you shall kill and crucify.
Now this is future tense,
Yeah.
right? He's saying, just like y'all fathers did, right? Killed the prophets and killed my servants. He said, I'm gonna send y'all servants, scribes, and y'all gonna kill them. Y'all gonna crucify them. Listen to what's going on right here, right? Go ahead.
And some of them shall ye scourge in your synagogues,
Yeah.
and persecute them from city to city.
And persecute them from city to city. He kind of reiterating when we did the Sermon on the Mount lesson. Matthew chapter 5, when he told them, my followers are going to be persecuted for my name's sake. He's reiterating this. Yo, this is going to happen, y'all. And he's going to say something. Go ahead.
That upon you may come all the righteous
Uh-huh.
blood shed upon the earth.
Yeah.
From the blood of the righteous Abel
Yeah.
unto the blood of Zacharias, son of Barachias,
Yeah.
whom ye slew between the temple and the altar.
See, he just told them, fill ye up the measure of your fathers. Then he just told them, all the righteous blood from Abel up until the prophets now is going to be on y'all hands. Y'all going to fill the measure, right? Because y'all not only going to kill my servants, y'all going to end up killing me.
Mm.
See, this is what he's telling them now. Go ahead.
Verily I say unto you,
Yeah.
all these things shall come upon this generation.
All these things shall come upon this generation, these folks that I'm talking to right now. Right? And we know Paul and them, all of them was persecuted.
Persecuted, yeah.
Peter, all of them. You know, let's go.
Verse 37.
Yeah.
O Jerusalem, Jerusalem,
Yeah.
thou that killest the prophets,
Yeah.
and stonest them which are sent unto thee.
Yeah.
How often would I have gathered thy children together,
Mm-hmm.
even as a hen gathereth her chickens
Mhm.
under her wings, and ye would not.
Ain't that second address? Damn it, that what we just read?
We just read.
All about killing the prophets.
Mhm.
All about that. We just read that. Because the same thing they did in the days when Babylon was coming to snatch them up, same thing they doing in this day when Rome about to come snatch them up.
That's right.
You see? And the same thing that we're going to be doing in our day when the man of sin is on the scene. You see what I'm saying? This is what he's telling us. Go ahead.
Behold, your house is left unto you desolate.
It's do what?
It's left unto you
You
desolate.
see, that's why.
Mhm.
Right? Because now they rejected him. They're going to kill his prophets. They're going to kill his scribes. They're going to kill his servants. They're going to kill him.
Mm.
And then Rome going to come and snatch the whole city up. Desolate.
Desolate.
Okay?
Mhm.
And then what else? Go ahead.
For I say unto you,
Yeah.
ye shall not see me henceforth
Yeah.
till ye shall say,
Yeah.
blessed is he that cometh in the name of the
You
Lord.
see that? And you ain't going to even see me no more until the end.
Yeah.
That's when you're going to see me again. The end. Right? So now let's go into Matthew 24 and let's read 24, 1 through 14.
And Jesus went out and departed from the temple.
And he dropped the mic. After he said all that, he dropped the mic and walked out. Now, him saying all that don't hit as hard to us, right? For one, we don't understand what a kingdom is. We dealing with governments and cities and states, and so we don't understand a kingdom and a worldwide rule of a kingdom, for one, right? And we don't understand, and this don't hit as hard because we've never seen our government intact. We've never seen that. We've never seen where we can go to our own courtrooms. We got our own doctrine. I ain't just talking about black people. No, I'm talking about Israelites, right? Descendants of Jacob in places of order, in places of power that can call shots. We never seen that, right? They lived in the time of that. So when Christ is coming and telling them, oh, this is about to be destroyed, they like, what? Or, what? Wait a minute. This is why they coming and asking these questions like they coming now, right? Because he just hit them with a Mike Tyson uppercut, basically.
Right.
One of them one-hitter quitters, sleep you out, right? So they like, wait a minute, we got to get some wisdom on this thing. We got to understand this. He just, come on, Lord, tell us. So let's go.
And Jesus went out and departed from the temple.
Yeah.
And his disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple.
Yeah.
And Jesus said unto them, see ye not all these things?
Mm-hmm.
Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another.
Now understand, when they came and said, show him the buildings, it wasn't that they were saying, hey, look at the tabernacle. Hey, look at, now to show him the building, they was coming out here telling them the importance of this building. Yo, we need this for our livelihood. How can you say that this building is going to be destroyed? This is what they saying. And he's saying, verily I say, I don't care what you're talking about. Not one stone on another is going to be, you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to come to pass.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all done rejected me. So it's going to come to pass. All right. Mm-hmm. Not only is that going to come to pass, but the end of the world is coming too. That's right. The end of the age. My brother touched on it last night. All right. Let's go. Verse 3.
That shall not be thrown down.
Okay.
And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying,
yep.
Tell us, when shall these things be?
Yeah.
And what shall be the sign of thy coming?
When shall these things be? When shall we be persecuted, taken into the synagogues and scourged, crucified? Right? When is that going to happen? And when is going to be the sign of your coming and the end of the world? Right? That's the order they asked him, because that's the order he told them that it's going to happen. First, y'all gonna get crucified and persecuted. Then the temple gonna be destroyed. Y'all whole way of life gonna be destroyed, and then y'all ain't gonna see me again to the end of the world. Mm-hmm. So this is why they asked him. Now let's look at how he answered. Right, verse 4.
And Jesus answered and said unto them,
okay,
take heed that no man deceive you,
mm-hmm.
for many shall come in my name,
mm-hmm.
saying, I am Christ.
Yeah,
and shall deceive many.
Yeah.
And ye shall hear of wars
mm-hmm.
and rumors of wars.
Mm-hmm.
See that ye be not troubled.
See ye be not troubled, though. Don't be troubled of the false messiahs. Don't be troubled of the wars and rumors of wars. Go ahead.
For all these things must come to pass.
Yeah.
But the end is not yet.
Not yet. Go ahead.
For nation shall rise against nation.
Yeah.
And kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines
mm-hmm.
and pestilence
mm-hmm.
and earthquakes in divers places.
Yeah.
All these are the beginning of sorrow.
So we tell them, yo, all this gonna be going on. Don't worry about that. All this gonna be the beginning of sorrows. What does Peter and all them need to be looking for? Verse 9.
Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you.
Yeah.
And ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
Just like he was telling them in Matthew chapter 5. And a lot of so-called Christians today will say this is what's going on today. But I beg to differ. All Christians are not hated all throughout the world. In fact, Christians are loved. What's it called? The popular Christian, what is it? The Worldwide Assembly, can't think of the name, but anyway, Christians are not hated, right? The only place where really Christians are hated is in extreme Islamic countries. There's been a war, Islamic Christianity war being waged for centuries, right? Islam is at war with Christianity, and Christianity is at war with Islam, right? And that's where, quote unquote, Christians are being persecuted in these extreme Islamic countries, right? Are the same stock of people as Paul, Peter, and James and them, are they going through that persecution right now today? No. These aren't the same quote unquote Christians. No. That hit ain't came down on us today. No.
That's right.
No. So this is a totally different thing because all Christians are not hated. And before it's said and done, all the religions are going to come together anyway. You see, that's what they try to do anyway. So this is something different. And we're going to look at that. All right. But this is what Peter and them needed to be looking for and be waiting on. Because this is what they're going to go through. Right? Go ahead. Verse 10. No, verse 9. You can read verse 9 again. 9. Yeah.
Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. For my
name's sake. That's another thing. Christians ain't following the God of this Bible. You can't tell me you are when you just celebrated Christmas. You can't tell me you are when you about to get your wife something for Valentine's Day. You can't tell me that you following the God of this Bible. Peter wasn't getting his wife stuff for Valentine's Day. That's not why he was being persecuted. He was being persecuted because he said, yo, you Pharisees ain't really keeping the law. Keeping the law is really having faith in this Messiah that's going to come and deliver us. That's why they was getting afflicted. Christians ain't getting afflicted for that today. That ain't came yet. We're going to get into it, though. Go ahead, though.
Verse 10.
Yeah.
And then shall many be offended and shall betray one another.
Yeah.
And shall hate one another.
Yeah.
And many false prophets shall rise.
Again, he told them, many false prophets shall rise. We're going to look at that. My brother brought it out a little bit last night. Even females talking about they the messiahs. We're going to look at that a little bit, right? That's why I say that this isn't the sign that we need to be looking for. Yeah, we know that there's going to be false prophets and false teachers and all that, but it's something else we need to be watching and looking for. Go ahead.
And shall deceive many.
Yeah.
And because iniquity shall abound,
yeah,
the love of many shall wax cold.
And I have no doubt that's what was going on then. They was turning each other in. That's like I have no doubt that it's going to go on again when this man of sin hit the scene. Right. Folks going to be turning on folk. Yeah.
Yep.
Go ahead.
But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And
so we telling them, yo, that ain't even going to be the end, though. What y'all about to go through ain't even going to be the end. I mean, is it? The Jerusalem was destroyed in 70 AD. It's 2024. That wasn't the end, folks.
That's right.
You see? Go ahead.
And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations.
Yeah. And what?
A witness unto all nations.
Yeah.
And then shall the end come.
And then shall the end come. You see? When this gospel get preached all across the world for a witness, I'm still coming across people that don't know the Messiah. Heard of him, but don't know him. I'm still coming across people that, just not really familiar with this book. You see? So what are we looking for? He just told Peter and them what they need to be looking for. Right? So let's look at this though. Let me stop sharing the screen and then we're gonna look at something. Let me stop sharing this. But so hold your place there because we're gonna come right back. So hold your places there. But look. Because first thing he said is going to be false messiahs, man. Look at this, man. When I seen this, I was like, wow. Let's go look at this. Let's see, which one is it? Which one is it? Yep, there we go. List of Messiah claimants. Look at this, y'all. Look at this. Start up at the top. List of Messiah claimants. This is Wikipedia. The simple Google search will show you this. Look at this. Jewish Messiah claimants. All right. Of course, you know, the Messiah himself is up there. Excuse me. We know he is the Messiah. Right. But look at this. Who is this? Doshetheos the Samaritan, mid-1st century, wrote that Doshetheos wished to persuade the Samaritans that he was the Jewish Messiah who was prophesied by Moses, and classes him with John the Baptist. You see that? So this is right after the Messiah was crucified. You see? And look at that. I ain't going to read all these. I'm just, you know, you can do this on your own time. Look at this. Who is this? Shemiro Maoko. Slow-mo. Look at this, man. All these folks claiming to be the Messiah. But look at this. Like my brother said last night about females even. Look at this. Ann Lee, 1736, 1784. A central figure of the Shakers. I'm pretty sure you looked that up who the Shakers are. Who thought she embodied all the perfections of God in female form and considered herself to be Christ's female counterpart in 1772. You see that? So yeah, man, hey, it's Messiahs all over this thing. Look, scroll down. Even Muslim Messiah claims. People in Muslim tradition claim to be the Messiah, right? And this is kind of what the brother was bringing out in that one video we was watching. If you really do some research, all religions are looking for a Messiah. Everybody's looking for a Messiah. You see? Think about it. Let's look at this some more. Let me stop sharing that. Stop sharing that. What else he say? What he say? False Christ, there should be wars and rumors of wars. Look at this. Check this out. This is why I say, man, it's something else we should be looking for. Not to say this isn't marking the signs of his coming, yeah, but it's something else is going to happen where we can start counting down, right? Because this has been going on since the beginning of time, technically, since even before Christ. Look at this. This is Britannica, list of wars. Look at this. 1300 to 1200 BC. This is before Christ. Wars were going. This is the Trojan War. Some say this really didn't even happen, but you know, hey, okay. This is Greek. That's another reason why the first wars you're seeing is Greek. We're gonna get into that when we get into history, right? But you see all these wars. All these is Greek wars, man. Greek, Greco-Persian War. You see that? Greco-Persian War, right? We're gonna get into that a little bit. My fault, y'all. Let me go back. Sorry about that. Let me go back. Greco-Persian War. Look at all these wars. Look at that. It's a lot of wars, man. Look at this. All these wars. Here you go. 100 BCE to 100 CE. This is when Christ was crucified, like 30 CE to 3033 CE, right? So this is after his time. And look what you got. The first wars, you see what you get. Roman history. The Gallic Wars, Roman history. You see, we gonna look at that, right? Why are we showing this? Because wars is, it's always been wars after Christ died. Look at this. From 100 CE all the way up in every century. It's always been wars. Look at that. 1600, 1700, 1700, 1800. Now it's going to start looking more familiar. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, baby. See that? Look at all these wars, man. Black War, War of 1812. Let's look some more though. What else he say was going down? The temple was going to be destroyed, right? The temple going to be destroyed. Not one stone left upon another. Let's go look at that. Not one stone left upon another. Let's go look at it. Let me find it on here. Here we go. Boom. Boom. Check this out. Siege of Jerusalem. Jewish-Roman War, 70 CE. This is what Christ was telling them, man. What was about to go down in daytime, right? This is what the generation that was living at that time was going to be alive to see this, right? So this happened like 33, 30 to above, like by 40 years after he made that prediction. This happened. So this was in the same time generation, right? What did it say? Siege of Jerusalem. Roman military blockade of Jerusalem during the first Jewish revolt The fall of the city marked the effective conclusion of a 4-year campaign against the Jewish insurgents in Judea. The Romans destroyed much of the city, including the Second Temple. You see that? The majority of information in this siege comes from the copious notes of the Jewish historian Flavius Josephus, the Jewish Wars, right? So you can go read about this in the Jewish Wars in more depth, all right? But for time's sake, we gonna keep it moving, but just showing you, right, that wars and rumors of wars been going on throughout the whole demonstration. And again, I'm not saying that to downplay any way what Christ is saying. No, what I'm saying is in our time, we need to be looking for something in particular. Just like Peter and them was looking for them to be crucified and scourged. And you see, let's look at this some more. Because what else he say? What else he say? Rumors of wars, all these things must pass. Pestilences, earthquakes. Let's look at this. Pestilences, earthquakes, plagues. Let's look at this. And then we're going to get back to it. Where we at? List where we going? What we doing?
Earthquakes and
earthquakes. Okay. Notable earthquakes. Notable earthquakes. Look at this. This is notable earthquakes. Okay. These ain't all the earthquakes ever. These are notable earthquakes. Okay. But look at what it say. About 50,000 earthquakes large enough to be noticed without the aid of instruments occur annually worldwide. 50,000. See, that's why people can say, man, they've been saying he coming because this been happening because without an understanding, right? Remember, that's why we read that Sirach in the beginning, right? He gives us wisdom. He gives us understanding, right? So if you understand and know, you know that, this has been happening, but it's a particular event that's going to happen that hasn't been said that's going to start the countdown of his return. And we're going to get into it real quick. But look at this. Look at all these earthquakes. This is before he even came. But look at this. 62 CE. All up until now. Look at this. And this number right here is how many people that died. If you don't see a number, that means it ain't been calculated. But in 1556, the earthquake in province China killed 830,000 people. Me and my wife were talking about this. I was like, baby, he probably do this. This is population control. I don't know why he allowed this to go down like this and kill all these people like this. But look at it, 200,000 people. Earthquakes been going on, man. 1812, the war 1812. Remember that? See, earthquake was in Venezuela. Earthquakes been going on. And again, I'm not saying this to downplay what he's saying. No. Yes, this is marking his return because another reason this probably going on is to cleanse the earth, right? In order to bring birth and to bring forth something new, you got to go through birth pains and labor pains, right? So yeah, man, look at this, 1948. Ain't they when they supposedly came into they? Well, look at that. It was an earthquake in Tajika, I don't know how that country, but 176,000 people was killed. You see? But just to show, man, hey, man, this been going on. This been going on. Hold on, let's look at the plagues and the famines, though. Then we're going to keep it moving. You can make a good time. Let's look at the plagues and the famines real quick. Plagues and the famines. Look how many people these done killed. I was like, wow. Where we at? Epidemics. These are plagues, epidemics, plagues. Look at this. Look at this. Black Death. The first one, look at this, killed 25 to 50 million people. I know y'all heard about the Black Death in school. They killed Europe, the bubonic plague, Spanish flu. Look at all this. HIV, AIDS, 43 million and counting. You see? COVID pandemic, 7 to 21 million people and counting. You see? Hong Kong flu, influenza, 1 to 4 million people killed and counting. You see that? It's been going on, man. It's been going on. Right? So what we need to be looking for, right? So let's go back to that prior point. Just to show, like, again, man, understand before you misunderstand. I promise you, I'm not downplaying none of that. you know, everything that happens, it happens for a reason.
That's right.
Right? Whatever the Most High allowed to happen, it happens for a reason. Understand that. However, what we need to be looking for, let's go back. Let's go back to the prior point. Because he gonna come at a certain time. And then he ain't just coming. But let's go look at this. Let's go back. So we have Matthew 24. Now let's read 15 and 16.
Yep.
Matthew 24. Everybody get back to Matthew 24. Matthew 24, we're going to read 15 through 16. If you got it, go ahead.
When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation.
Now understand this now. Understand what he just said and who he was talking to. He knew Paul and Peter and them, or I'm sorry, I'm just going to say the disciples. Paul wasn't there. He knew the disciples wasn't going to see this abomination of desolation. He knew they weren't going to be allowed to see this, right? But they asked the question, when all these things going to happen, when the temple going to be destroyed, and what's the signs of your coming in the end of the world? So he got to answer the question. He got to answer them. So now he's giving us the signs of the end now, right? Because he know they're not going to be there at this time, right?
That's right.
Go ahead.
When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation, spoken by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place. Whoso readeth, let him understand. Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains.
Well, what you mean, D? I thought you said they wasn't going to be there. I have no doubt, though, that it's going to be some Israelites in the hometown when this man show up, though. I have no doubt, right? And we're going to look at what he meant when he said, spoken of by Daniel the prophet, he whoever readeth, let him understand. It's a reason why he said that. Let's go look at it. Because really, Daniel, if you read the book of Daniel, it answered the question. The book of Daniel answered this question, right? So let's go read the book of Daniel real quick, get an understanding. Let's go read the book of Daniel, get an understanding of the end time. Because now we at the end. He's showing you the end. Like I said, he knew the disciples weren't going to see this, but he got to answer the question. Daniel chapter 2. Daniel chapter 2. And we're going to do 20 through 23. And we're going to do some skipping. It's in the Old Testament, yeah. Daniel chapter 2. Give you time to get there. Yeah, not too many. So let's look at the end time, man. Because like I said, he knew the disciples wasn't going to see this. He didn't already gave the prophecy for the disciples, what they was going to see and what they was going to live through, right? Now he answered the second part of the question. What's going to be the sign of your coming and the end of the world? So the sign of your coming is what we on right now. The sign of your coming, all right? So let's go to Daniel and get some clarity on this. Daniel chapter 2, and we're going to do, what we doing? 20 through 23. Daniel 2, 20 through 23. If you got it, baby, go ahead.
Daniel answered and said, Blessed be the name of God forever and ever.
Yeah.
For wisdom and might are his.
See that? That's why we read that Sirach first, to get a clear understanding of where wisdom coming from, who gives us this understanding, who gives us this knowledge, because it's not you. I don't get this on my own, man. You know, no, this is the Spirit. He gives, wisdom comes from him. Go ahead.
And he changes the times and the seasons.
He changes the times and the seasons. Understand that, because we're going to read that another guy do it. So we just see who's going to allow that to happen.
That's right.
Right? Go ahead.
He removeth kings and setteth up kings.
Yeah.
He giveth wisdom unto the wise and knowledge to them that know understanding.
Yeah.
He revealeth the deep and secret things.
And see, this is the deep and secret things right here, what we about to get into. Right? Because folk ain't talking about this. And I know why the mainstream Christianity, that's what I meant to say. Mainstream Christianity. Yeah. Mainstream. Yeah, mainstream. That's what I meant. The mainstream folk ain't talking about this. And I see why. Why? Because if Satan show you his trump card, then you're going to be ready for it. This right here is the trump card, people. I'm telling you. This is and the Messiah going to tell you himself. This is the trump card. This is why he told you, read Daniel and get an understanding of Daniel, because he's going to let you know what the deal is. Straight up. Go ahead.
He revealeth the deep and secret things.
Yeah.
He knoweth what is in darkness, and the light dwelleth with him.
Yeah.
I thank thee and praise thee.
Yeah.
O God of my fathers, who has given me wisdom and might,
Yeah.
and has made known unto me now what we desired of thee.
Mm-hmm.
For thou hast now made known unto us the king's matter.
The king's matter. The king that had a dream, man, and seen the statue that y'all see right here on the screen. He had a dream of that statue and don't know what the deal is. So he done went to all the soothsayers and magicians of the country, of the kingdom, excuse me, and they couldn't tell him. Right? So let's look at this. 25. Skip down to verse 25 to 25 to 28.
Then Arioch brought in Daniel
Mhm.
before the king in haste.
Yeah.
And said thus unto him.
Because Daniel done told you, man, I can answer this, man. Don't even kill the wise man. I can answer the question.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
I have found a man of the captives of Judah that will make known unto the king the interpretation.
And now understand what he just said too. Captive of Judah. Daniel is in fact in the same situation Ezra's in the Babylonian captivity. But the only ones that could answer, remember we read in the first chapter that wisdom rests on the people of Judah, Jacob. You see, and who did he go get to reveal this vision unto him? Judah. Go ahead. That didn't really have nothing to do with it. I just wanted to bring that out.
Good point.
Go ahead.
The king answered and said to Daniel,
Yeah.
whose name was
Belteshazzar.
Belteshazzar.
Yeah.
Art thou able to make known unto me the dream which I have seen,
Yeah.
and the interpretation thereof?
Yeah.
Daniel answered in the presence of the king and
Mhm.
said, the secret which the king have demanded cannot the wise men. That makes sense.
Yeah, they
Okay.
cannot the wise men. They can't tell you what it is. The
Gotcha.
wise men can't give you the answer. Go ahead.
Okay. The astrologers,
Nope.
the
Nope.
magicians, the soothsayers show unto the king.
They can't none of them do it. Your palm readers,
Yep.
none of them.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
But there is a God in heaven
Yeah.
that revealeth secrets and maketh known to the king Nebuchadnezzar
Yeah.
what shall be in the latter days.
In the what?
The latter days.
See that? The latter days.
Mhm.
Not in the days of Peter and them.
Yeah.
Nah, the latter days.
Mhm.
Which is us. And we gonna see it might not even be us. It might not even be you. Right? You might not be alive. You might not.
That's right.
That's why it's important to know what's going to take place when we can start the countdown.
Mhm.
Because when that takes place, you're going to be alive then. When you see this happen, you're going to be alive to see the coming of the Lord. That just gave me chills.
Yeah.
Because when you see this happen, you're going to see it. Go ahead.
Thy dream and thy visions
Uh-huh.
of thy head upon thy bed are these.
Skip down to verse 31 and 31 through 45. So now you about to give him the vision. This is what the vision is. He who read Daniel understand.
Yeah.
Let's get an understanding of what's going to happen in our time
Mhm.
today for us. Go ahead.
Thou, O king, sawest and behold a great image.
This image you see right here to your right. Go ahead.
This great image, whose brightness was excellent,
Mm-hmm.
stood before thee,
Mm-hmm.
and the form thereof was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
This image's head was as fine gold,
Yep.
his breast and his arms of silver,
See that? Silver. Go ahead.
his belly and his thighs of brass,
Brass. Go ahead.
his legs of iron,
Uh-huh.
his feet part of iron
Uh-huh.
and part of clay.
Go ahead.
Thou sawest till that a stone was cut
You
out.
see that? Maybe he told him back in Matthew 22, was it? About the stone.
Mhm.
Right? A stone, if the stone falls, it's going to crush you. Right? But if you fall on the stone, it's just going to break and put you back together. Right? Meaning, if you stumble upon Christ, he's going to break and show you your error of your ways, but he can put you back together.
Yeah.
But if you keep denying Christ and allow him to fall on you and crush you, it's a wrap. And this is what he's going to do to this system or these kingdoms.
Mhm.
So pay attention to this part right here. Go ahead.
Thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hand,
Uh-huh.
which smote the image upon his feet.
What it do?
Smote his image upon his feet.
Right. So not until the feet come into play is the stone gonna crush you. Keep that in mind. Go ahead.
that were of iron and clay,
Yeah.
and break them to pieces.
Yeah.
Then was the iron, the clay,
Yeah.
the brass,
Yep.
the silver,
The
and
whole
the
whole demonstration, the whole kingdom, the whole image. Right? Go ahead.
broke into pieces together,
Mm-hmm.
and became like the shaft of the summer threshing floors.
Mm-hmm.
And the wind carried them away, that no place was found for them.
Mm-hmm.
And the stone that smote the image became a great mountain and filled the whole earth.
Keep that in mind. That after he does this, after that stone comes out and destroys this whole image, it ain't gonna be a place in the world found for this image no more. But that stone that destroyed it is gonna become a great mountain. A kingdom is gonna be forever and ever. Keep that in mind. Go ahead.
Verse 36.
Yeah.
This is the dream,
Yeah.
and we will tell the interpretation thereof before the king.
Give it to us.
Thou, O king, art a king of kings.
Yeah.
For the God of heaven have given thee a kingdom,
Yep.
power and strength and glory.
That's the head of gold. Go ahead.
And wheresoever the children of men dwell, the beasts of the field and the fowls of the heaven have he given into thine hand,
Mm-hmm.
and have made thee ruler over them all.
Mm-hmm.
Thou art this head of gold.
Thou art the head of gold. Babylon, the first kingdom. Go ahead.
And after thee shall rise another kingdom inferior to thee, and another third kingdom of brass,
Yeah.
which shall bear rule over all the earth.
Yeah. Now listen to what he's saying, right? Just like Babylon bore rule over the whole earth, the second kingdom, Medo-Persia, right, ruled the whole earth. The third kingdom ruled the whole earth, Greece. The fourth kingdom is going to rule the whole earth, right? Go ahead.
And after thee shall rise another kingdom inferior to thee, and another third kingdom of brass,
Right.
which shall bear rule over all the earth.
Right.
And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron,
Uh-huh.
for as much as iron breaketh in pieces,
Yeah.
and subdue all things.
Yeah.
And as iron that breaketh all these, shall it break in pieces and bruise.
Mm-hmm.
And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes,
Boom. Whereas thou sawest the feet and toes. What happened with the feet and the toes? Go ahead.
part of potter's clay,
Yeah.
and part of iron,
Yeah.
the kingdom shall be divided,
Mm-hmm.
but there shall be in it of the strength of the iron.
Mm-hmm.
For as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay,
Yeah.
and as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay,
Mm-hmm.
so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken.
So just like the kingdom of Babylon, just like the kingdom of Persia, Medo-Persia, just like the kingdom of Greece, right? Just like the kingdom of Rome, right? Which in fact, this is still going to be Rome, but it's going to be revived, right? Right now, we're in the process of this Roman Empire or Roman kingdom being revived. Well, why do you say that, D-Ro? Because right now, you don't hear about the Roman Empire. You hear about what? Western and Eastern Europe. But what we do hear about is this RCC. What is RCC? The Roman Catholic Church. That's what the influence is still today of the Roman Empire, this Roman Catholic Church, right? But let's go read more about these feet. Go ahead.
Verse 43.
Yeah.
And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay,
Yeah.
they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men,
Uh-huh.
but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay.
Remember, they're not going to cleave together. We're going to read about that. That's why he said, man, read Daniel. Get an understanding of Daniel. Because Daniel told you about the end times. That's what notice he told you to start reading about Daniel when he started telling you about the end times. Not when he was telling you about the temple being destroyed.
Yeah.
Right? He told you to start reading Daniel when he started talking about the end times. Because that's what Daniel's talking about. The end times. Go ahead.
And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom.
Boom. In the days of this kingdom shall the God of heaven set up his kingdom. We know that's the end when his kingdom gets set up. So we just got a little nugget here that this kingdom has to be established and fully operational before the return of the Messiah. That's the sign, folks. That's what we today should be looking for, right? The revived Roman Empire. Because we know when we see these toes, these feet come together, and it's 10 kings, right? Ruling this world, we know that something's gonna come out of these 10 kings. Some they're gonna get a power to somebody. Right?
That's right.
Let's go.
Let me see. Let's start at 44.
Go ahead.
And in these days, and in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom.
Yeah.
Which shall never be destroyed.
See, we just read it in what was that? What was that? In Matthew, where the stone which the builders rejected. You see?
Yeah. Matthew.
Go ahead.
And the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever.
And see, this is another reason why we're in the last days. Why I say these are the last days. Because the kingdom is not going to transfer hands anymore, right? Once he established his kingdom, we ain't going nowhere no more. See, throughout all these kingdoms, we were captives. Like you just read, Daniel was a captive in Babylon, the gold head. We was captives in Medo-Persia. We was captives in Greece. You see, we was captives in Rome. We still gonna be captives when the 10 kings come together with this feet. But when they come together, that's when we gonna set up our kingdom. That's when the Messiah gonna set up his kingdom. That's what we looking for. Go ahead. Where we at? 45?
45.
Yeah.
For as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands,
yeah,
and that it break in pieces
yeah.
the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold.
See, it's gonna destroy that whole demonstration. Because even though Babylon was first ahead of gold, Medo-Persia took some of that wealth. Even though they ruled the world, they had a little bit of Babylon in them. Just like Greece had a little bit of Medo-Persia in them. And just like Rome got a little bit of Greek in the Greco-Roman. That's what we under right now today. Greco-Roman. I know you done heard the term. You see, each one of these kingdoms still got a piece of the other kingdom. Exactly what? The way they run things, democracy, all that come from Greece. Right? Voting and all that, right? That come from Greece. The way the mother, the father God, son of God, and mother God, the Trinity, quote unquote, that come from Babylon. That we still worship today. You still got pastors of fight you tooth and nail about the Trinity, right? But that come from Babylon. They just inserted the Holy Spirit and took out the mother God. Nah, that come from Babylon, man. That's why he say when the stone that's cut out without hands destroy the feet, it's gonna destroy the whole demonstration. Babylon will be destroyed completely. We're gonna look at that, right? That's what we need to be looking for. Because when that kingdom come about and you still on this earth and you talking about you keep the Shabbat and you talking about you follow the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, then we gonna read it. Go ahead.
Middle of verse 45.
Yeah.
The great God hath made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter.
Yeah.
And the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof sure.
Let's go to Daniel 8. Let's get some more. We gonna get some eating out of this Daniel to get some understanding of what we need to be looking for. Right? The end times. Because earthquakes, it's gonna be an earthquake the day he comes. So yeah, it's gonna be earthquakes all through the flick. We need to be looking for the earthquake. Because we're going to read later on that it's going to be an earthquake the day he touched down on this thing. So let's look at this. Daniel 8, we're going to do 20 through 26. This is another vision that was given to Daniel. And in these visions, Daniel see these kingdoms as precious stones and animals. In this particular one, this vision is given to him as animals, and it's a reason why we came to this vision, and we're gonna explain it when we get there. Okay. If you got it, baby, go ahead. We had Daniel 8, 20 through 26.
The ram which thou sawest having 2 horns are the kings of Media and Persia.
Right here. Medo-Persia. Okay, go ahead.
And the rough goat is the king of Grecia.
King of Grecia, go ahead.
And the great horn that is between the eyes is the first king.
Okay, the first king of Greece. Go ahead.
Now that being broken, whereas 4 stood up for it,
yep.
4 kingdoms shall stand up out of the nation,
yep.
but not in his power. And in the latter time,
real quick, I'm sorry, what verse you on, babe? I'm sorry.
23.
23. Go ahead, finish 23.
And in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to the full, a king of fierce countenance and understanding dark sentences shall stand up.
All right, let's look at this. Right, I want to show y'all something because it said that this Grecian kingdom got split up into 4. Right, so we're gonna look at this history. Just look at this. All right, real quick. It says, history now tells us the Greek ruler Alexander the Great defeated the Persians, what we just read in Daniel, defeated the Persians and created one of the largest empires of the ancient world by the age of 30, but died at just 32 in Nebuchadnezzar's palace, after which his brother and son were murdered, and his empire was divided between his 4 generals, Cassander, Lysimachus, Ptolemy, and Seleucus. These 4 are referred to as the Diadochi, from the Greek Diadochi, meaning successors. So this is the Greek kingdom after it was divided. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 kingdoms right here. Right, so this was the world at that time, and that's why I wanted to show you this, because when we look at it some more, you're gonna see why the leopard got 4 heads when we get to that point. Right, but this is why. All right. And then you're going to see, well, we're not going to even go there, but Daniel chapter 11 speaks of the king of the north and the king of the south. If you see this, Israel's right there in the middle, right? The king of the north, the king of the south, they was fighting and beefing over territory right here, right? This is what brought about the Maccabean revolt, right? But like I said, for time's sake, we ain't going to go there, but this is Daniel 11 right here, right? All right, so let's get back to it. Let's get back to it. I'm bringing the PowerPoint back up. Then we're going to finish out that Daniel. All right. Where you was at? 23?
Verse 24.
Because he said, well, let me go over this 23. He said, in the latter days of their kingdom, when the transgressors come to full, a king of fierce countenance and under dark sentences shall stand up. Remember, right? All these kingdoms are successors of each other, but they're technically the same kingdom, right? So when this kingdom comes about, the toes, right, it's still a part of the Roman Greco kingdom, Medo-Persia, Babylonian kingdom. That's why it says in verse 23, in the latter time of their kingdom, right, when the transgressors are come to full, a king of fierce countenance and understanding dark sentences shall stand up. So in this time, in the revived Roman Empire time, right, a king of fierce countenance is going to stand up. And this is how you know that we're talking about the same time. When we go ahead, I'm gonna let the scripture speak on. Go ahead.
All right.
Yep.
And his power shall be mighty.
We in verse 24, y'all.
But not by his own power.
Yeah.
And he shall destroy wonderfully. And shall prosper and practice.
Yeah.
And shall destroy the mighty and the holy people.
And shall destroy the mighty and the holy people. Keep that in mind. This guy to stand up, he gonna have a vendetta for the holy people. Go ahead.
And through his policy also shall he cause craft to prosper in his hand. And he shall magnify himself in his heart.
Yeah.
And by peace shall destroy many.
Go ahead.
He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand.
See, this is how we know we talking about the same kingdom. Because remember in Daniel 2, the kingdom was going to be broken with a stone carved out the mountain without hands, right? And this same guy talking about he's going to go up against the prince of all princes. Who is that? That's the Messiah. The guy that's going to come and set up his kingdom during the time that this guy's ruling. Go ahead.
And the vision of the evening and the morning, which was told, is true. Wherefore, shut thou up thy vision. Shut thou up the vision, for it shall be for many days.
He knew Daniel wasn't going to see this. Right, let's go to the next slide. So let's go to Daniel chapter 7. Remember, he told us, spoken of, the abomination desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet, he so really get an understanding. That's why we're reading Daniel. We're gonna get an understanding right now on the latter days, the end times. Right now, Daniel telling us that a kingdom is gonna be on the scene. A kingdom is gonna be revived from this kingdom of iron, this Roman kingdom. And we call this kingdom of iron the Roman kingdom because that's the kingdom that conquered Greece. Just like Greece conquered Medo-Persia and Medo-Persia conquered Nebuchadnezzar, the Romans conquered the Greeks, right? And that's who influence we under to this day. That's how you know that's the kingdom we under, right? All right, so let's keep this moving. Let's go to Daniel 7. We're gonna do 1 through 9. Daniel 7, chapter 1 through. I hope this making sense to folk, man. Hope it's making sense. You making sense to y'all? I can say my kids, man. It's making sense to my kids. So cool, they getting it. So I hope y'all getting it out there too, man. That we need to be watching for this kingdom. And Daniel gonna let us know some more. All right, so we at Daniel chapter 7. And we're gonna do 1 through 9. If you got it, go ahead, baby.
In the first year of Belshazzar,
yeah,
king of Babylon,
yeah,
Daniel had a dream and visions of his head upon his bed.
Yeah.
Then he wrote the dream and told the sum of the matter.
Yeah.
Daniel spake and said, I saw in my vision by night, and behold, 4 winds of the heaven strove upon the great sea.
Yeah.
And 4 great beasts came up from the sea, diverse one from another.
Yeah.
The first was like a lion.
The first was like a lion, just like the head of gold. All right, go ahead.
And had eagle wings.
Yeah.
I beheld till the wings thereof were plucked, and it was lifted up from the earth.
Yeah.
And made stand upon the feet as a man. And a man's heart was given to it.
Yeah.
And behold, another beast.
Okay.
A second, like to a bear.
Like to a bear, just like the Medo-Persia. Go ahead.
And it raised up itself on one side. And it had 3 ribs in the mouth, of it, between the teeth of it. And they said thus unto it, Arise, devour much flesh.
We ain't gonna get into the 3 ribs and the hump on the side, but just know that this is the kingdom of Persia, Medo-Persia. All right, go ahead.
After this I beheld, and lo, another,
yeah,
like a leopard,
okay,
which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl.
This is why we got 4 wings and the 4 heads, because remember, it's split up we talking about the kingdom of Greece now, split up into 4 kingdoms. Right? This is why we got the 4 heads and the 4 wings. Go ahead.
The beast had also 4 heads.
See that?
And dominion was given to it.
Okay.
After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly. And it had great iron teeth. It devoured and brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with the feet of it.
Sound just like Daniel 2, what we just read, right? About that 4th kingdom. Go ahead.
And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns.
It was diverse because all these beasts before him, right, didn't push their religion on you. All these beasts before him allowed you to worship how you wanted to worship. However, this beast, you got to worship how he worships. Thus, the wars that we talked about earlier, the Catholic and Islamic wars. That's why that came about. This beast gonna make you worship the way he worships, and if you don't, you got to get knocked off. That's why it was diverse. You see, we can go throughout all the other kingdoms and see how the God of the Bible was revered. Except for when you get to Greece too. Greece, they kind of desecrated the temple. We ain't gonna get into it though, but. Yeah, this beast right here, this 4th beast, Roman Catholic Church, man. That's why. Go ahead.
I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of man. Yeah. And a mouth speaking great things. Right. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit.
You see that? I beheld till these thrones was cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit. So again, we reading the same thing. That when this last kingdom come about, kings is gonna be established. That's gonna rule this world. But that's when the Messiah gonna come and cast them out. Right?
Sir.
Go ahead.
And the Ancient of Days did sit,
Yeah.
whose garment was white as snow,
Yeah.
and the hair of his head like the pure wool.
Uh-huh.
His throne was like the fiery flame.
Yeah.
And his wheels as burning fire.
Let's skip down to 13 through 14.
I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds
Yeah.
of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days,
Mm-hmm.
and they brought him near before him. And there were given him dominion and glory and a kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages shall serve him.
See, that's why this ain't really talked about, because this is when the Messiah is going to come set up his kingdom. When this kingdom is established. See, that's when we going to know. When we see this kingdom established, then we know, oh, man, the man of sin is coming. And once he comes, we got 3.5 years. We're going to read it. That's, in my opinion, that's what we need to be watching for. Right? Getting the understanding of Daniel. That's because it's always going to be earthquakes. It's always going to be false prophets. We're going to read that again. It's always going to be wars, pestilences. It's always going to be that, you know. But when we see this kingdom come about, we know for a fact that we can start counting down now. He's going to tell us. Go ahead.
His dominion is an everlasting dominion.
Yeah.
Which shall not pass away.
See, that's why once he do this, it's a wrap. That Babylon no more gonna rule no more. That's why they don't want you to know this. Because when the kingdom deuce gets set up, you're not gonna know it. You're not gonna don't think they just gonna come and say, oh, yep, this is the revived Roman kingdom, y'all. Yeah. No, it ain't gonna be like that. You're gonna have to use wisdom.
And
see?
Get caught up.
And don't get caught up in it. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yes. You think they told Peter and them, Jerusalem, they coming to see Jerusalem, y'all. Nah, it was the signs leading up to it that told them that. They didn't make a big broadcast. Here we come. Nah. Go ahead.
This is your broadcast now.
This is your broadcast. He who readeth Daniel get an understanding, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And his kingdom, that which shall not be destroyed.
16 through 27.
Right. I came near unto one of them that stood by and asked him the truth of all this.
What's the truth? Because just imagine, man, Daniel seeing all this. He's like, man, what is going on, man? I'm seeing lions with wings.
Yeah.
I'm seeing bears with ribs in their mouths. I'm seeing 4-headed leopards with wings. Yeah. I'm seeing dragons with 10 horns. What's going on, man? Yeah. Tell me. Go ahead.
So he told me.
Yeah.
And made me know the interpretation of these things.
See, so don't think we can't know what's going on. They'll tell you, oh, man, you can't interpret the Bible. No, you can't. That's why you got to read it, because the Bible interprets itself. That's why you got to read it. You see? Go ahead.
These great beasts, which are four, are 4 kings.
4 kings.
Which shall arise out of the earth.
Yeah.
But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom.
Yes.
And possess the kingdom forever, and even forever and ever.
Yes, sir.
Then I would know the truth of the fourth beast, which was diverse from all the others.
Go ahead.
Exceeding dreadful, whose teeth were of iron, and his nails of brass, which devoured, break in pieces, and stamped the residue with his feet.
Yep.
And of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell, even of that horn that had eyes and a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows.
See, we keep talking about this horn that we talk crazy. We keep coming across this horn that's going to rise up and get to talking crazy, man. You see? Go ahead.
I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints and prevailed against them.
Now, just like Peter and them got persecuted, you see, this horn is going to make war with the saints
and prevail.
So yeah, in this time, if you're in fact alive, it's a good chance that you might be killed if you're proclaiming the gospel. It's a good chance. that you might get beheaded. This is what we need to be prepared for, right? Because when we see this kingdom get established and this man gets set up, yeah, are you still gonna be proclaiming, or are you gonna go dead mouth? Yeah. Go ahead.
Verse 22.
Yeah.
Until the Ancient of Days came and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High. Read that again.
Yeah,
until the Ancient of Days.
I promise I would. Go ahead.
Until the Ancient of Days came and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High.
Not Christmas keeping Christians. Not Valentine's Day keeping men and women. We're not talking about that. That Peter and them wasn't doing that. So they didn't get persecuted for that, for being quote unquote Christians. Nah. We gonna be persecuted for following the God of this Bible. Right? Because the ones that follow the God of this Bible is gonna know who this man is. And is gonna be calling him out. And he ain't gonna have that. You see? Go ahead.
And the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom.
Saints possessed the kingdom. And a stone was carved out of the mountain without hands. We reading the same thing, just in different ways. That's why he say, man, get an understanding of Daniel, man. He gonna tell you the whole demonstration. Just get an understanding of him, because now when I'm about to tell you, it's gonna make sense. Say the Messiah. Now when I'm about to tell you, it's gonna register now. Right? Go ahead.
Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon the earth.
Yeah.
Which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it in pieces.
Yeah.
And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings.
Keep telling you.
Yeah.
10 kings, 10 toes, 10 kings, 10 horns on this fourth beast, fourth kingdom. Come on.
That shall arise.
Yeah.
And another shall arise after them. And he shall be diverse from the first, and shall subdue 3 kings. And he shall speak great words against the Most High.
Here we go again. Talking crazy. Letting you know. Go ahead.
And shall wear out the saints of the Most High. And think to change times and laws.
Remember, we read in that one in that Ezra that the Most High changed the time and laws. So he gonna allow this guy to do his thing. He gonna sit back and say, okay, I'm gonna see who really believe this guy after I told him what's gonna happen. I'm gonna sit back and see who really believe this guy. Go ahead.
And they shall be given into his hand until a time.
What?
A time. And a time.
Yeah.
And the dividing of time.
3.5 years. Go ahead.
But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion to consume and to destroy unto the end.
Verse 27.
And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High.
See, this is why they don't want you to know. This is why this ain't been talking about. Because they know their kingdom is about to be transferred over to the true people of God. They're not going to teach you this. You're not going to go in theologian school and be taught this. that our kingdom is going to be destroyed. Go ahead.
Whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom.
Yes, sir.
And all dominion shall serve and obey him.
Serve and obey him. You see that? Let's go to Daniel chapter 12. Flip over to Daniel chapter 12. We're going to do this whole chapter. Daniel chapter 12 is only like 13 verses. But Daniel chapter 12. Now check this out. Remember, times, half a times. That's how long this man gonna be in power. Talk crazy to the Lord. You right, man? Talk crazy to the Lord. Destroying the saints. Right? So let's read this. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and start till she get back. So we had Daniel chapter 12, and we're gonna do this whole thing. All praises for those who's getting understanding, man. All praises, man. I'm glad it's making sense. Ah, sweet, you back. Okay, cool. All right. You good? You need some more drink real quick?
I'm good.
All right. So we at Daniel chapter 12. We're gonna do this whole chapter. You got it. Go ahead, baby.
And at that time shall Michael stand up.
Yeah.
The great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time.
See that? It's gonna be worse than what Peter and them went through. It's gonna be worse than what the mother and her 7 children went through in the Maccabean revolt. That's why it's important that we know, right? That we have wisdom to see when this kingdom come about. It's on. We really need to be getting prepared now. So when we do see the kingdom come into play, it ain't gonna be nothing. Even just keep moving, activate it even higher. What's the song you working on?
Level up.
Level up.
Level up.
When we see the kingdom, the kingdom will stay. Oh, man, we really gotta level up now.
That's right.
The time is really nigh. You see? Go ahead.
Let's see where I'm at.
I don't know.
Let me just start over there.
Where?
And at that time,
Okay,
verse
go ahead.
1,
Go ahead.
shall Michael stand up,
Yeah.
the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people.
Yeah.
And there shall be a time of trouble,
Yeah.
such as never was since there was a nation,
Mm-hmm.
even to that same time.
Mm.
And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book.
Yeah. So see, that's why I say now it's important that you start getting spiritually prepared so that you can be delivered in this time. You go read that Jeremiah 30. He say, I'm going to deliver you from the time of Jacob's trouble.
Mm-hmm.
But don't wait until you see the kingdom in place to try to get prepared. Nah, you need to start getting prepared mentally now.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Verse 2.
Yeah.
And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake.
See, he talk. We gonna read this now. It's the end times now. Go ahead.
Some to everlasting life.
Yeah.
And some to shame and everlasting contempt.
Yeah. Some think this the rapture, but nah, this ain't no rapture. If you still thinking it's a rapture, I'm gonna need you to really get in this book and ask for guidance and understanding.
Yes.
Because if you think it's a rapture, Satan got you. I'm just gonna keep it real. Satan got you. If you think that you gonna be taken up out of here and ain't gonna have to go through this, he got you. Because when it show up, you're gonna be one of them ones running around here with a chicken with your head cut off, trying to figure out what's going on. We just read that he gonna make war with the saints and prevail.
That's right. Ain't no rapture.
So ain't no rapture. Go ahead.
And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament.
Mm-hmm.
And they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever.
See, those who really believe and really have wisdom is going to be shining during this time. They the ones that's going to be calling this guy out. Yo, you are who Daniel speak about. You who the book of Daniel speak about. We know who you are. You see, and going to be teaching others to turn to righteousness. Go ahead.
But thou, Daniel, shut up thy word. Shut up the word.
Yeah.
And seal the book. Yeah. Even to the time of the end.
Until what?
The time of the end.
Ain't that what the disciples asked him? Show us all these things, the sign of your coming, and the time of the end of the world. Or in fact, the age. Because contrary to popular belief, the world is never going to end. The world is never going to end, people. That world means age, right? The time, the end of this age, the age of these kingdoms that's ruling this world prior to the coming of the Messiah. What's going to be the end of this age? Because we've been in this age since Babylon. Straight up. We just been handed down captivity from Babylon, Medo-Persia, Greece, Rome, and now these 10 kings. That's the age we've been in. Right? When he come, it's going to be the end of that. He's going to put an end to that age. We're going to read it, though. Go ahead.
And many shall run to and fro.
Yeah.
And knowledge shall be increased.
Knowledge shall be increased. Go ahead.
Then I, Daniel, looked, and behold, there stood other two, the one on the side of the bank of the river, and the other on the side of the bank of the river.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
On both sides. And one said to the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river, how long shall it be to the end of these wonders?
How long shall it be to the end of these wonders? How long this gonna go on? How long this kingdom gonna be in the play? How long this man gonna speak blasphemous things to the Lord, persecute the saints? How long? Go ahead.
And I heard the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river, when he held up his right hand and his left hand unto heaven, and swear by him that liveth forever.
Swear by God. I swear by God that what?
That it shall be for a time.
Yeah.
Time.
Yeah.
And a half.
Just what we just read in Daniel chapter 7. You see? That's how we know we're talking about the same demonstration. Go ahead.
And when he shall have accomplished to scatter the power of the holy people,
yeah,
all these things shall be finished.
Then it's gonna be the end. When we gonna read it. Go ahead.
And I heard, but I understood not.
Mm-hmm.
Then said I, O my Lord, what shall be the end of these things?
Yep.
And he said, Go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed to the time of the end.
Tell him you're not gonna see this, Daniel.
Yeah.
But Pete, what are you gonna tell him at the end? Go ahead.
Many shall be purified and made white and tried.
Yeah.
But the wicked shall do wickedly.
Yeah.
And none of the wicked shall understand. But the wise shall understand.
See that? None of the wicked shall understand. You know why? Because a lot of folks bring their belief to the Bible and try to make the Bible conform to their beliefs instead of letting the Bible lead their beliefs. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? That's why the wicked gonna do wickedly and the wicked ain't gonna understand this thing, right? But those who are wise, we gonna see it. Go ahead.
And from the time that the daily sacrifice shall be taken away, and the abomination that maketh desolate set up, there shall be 1,290 days.
1,290 days, 42 months, 3.5 years. Go ahead.
Blessed is he that waiteth and cometh to the 1,305 days.
That's another lesson. We ain't gonna get into it, but just to tell you, he gonna be in rule for 1,290 days, 3.5 years, 42 months. Go ahead. But look what he tell Daniel, verse 13.
But go thou thy way to the end be.
Yeah.
For thou shalt rest. And stand in thy lot at the end of thy days.
So he said, hey, when this come about, he said, Daniel, you're gonna already be in your lot. You gonna be one of the ones that's raised up in your lot at this time. Technically, I pray that's me. You know, if he don't have something special for me to do in this time, because I don't know. If he don't have something special for me to do in this time, then yeah, I probably want to be where Daniel at. You know what I'm saying? You telling me it's gonna be worse than anything ever happened? And I'm reading what happened to my people, and it's gonna be worse than that. That's why we need to know when this kingdom gonna be coming into play. Let's go back to Matthew 24. Now let's read Matthew 24:15. After we done got an understanding of Daniel, right? Now let's read Matthew 24. We're gonna do 15 through 36.
When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation,
spoken
of by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place. Whoso readeth, let him understand. Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house.
Because I'm pretty sure it's going to be Israelites in the kingdom or in Jerusalem at this time. Go ahead.
Neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day.
Now, this is how you know he's talking about the last days, and he's not talking about what Peter and them about to go through. Because remember, he's still talking to Peter and them now. Right? But he didn't already answer their first question. He on what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world. That's what he on now. Right? And look what he tell him. Go ahead.
Verse 21. For then shall be great tribulation.
For then shall be great. When he get in his spot and he take rule, for then shall be great tribulation. Go ahead.
Such as was not since the beginning of the world.
See, when this last kingdom has been revived, when the 10 kings are set up, and abomination of desolation has taken his seat, right? Then great tribulation, such as not seen in the world, is going to take place. Go ahead.
To this time, no, nor ever shall be.
And
except those days should be shortened.
3.5 years. That's pretty short. 42 months. That's pretty short when you think. Go ahead.
There should no flesh be saved.
Uh-huh.
But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened.
You know why? Because he gonna bring the thunder. This guy, what we gotta understand is this is Satan's last hurrah. And in his mind, he know after this, it's a wrap. So I'm trying to get all I can get to come to this lake of fire with me right now. So I'm trying to kill as many people as I can. Because if you get killed in your sin, it's a good chance, man, you probably ain't gonna make it. So that's his goal. You see? That's why, hey, he about to do some mass killing when he come on the scene. These are the signs of his coming. Christ is coming. We about to see what it means. Go ahead.
Then if any man shall say unto you,
yeah,
lo, here is Christ, or there, believe it not.
See, it's gonna be false Christ all through the whole flick. And we're gonna read about this false prophet that's gonna tell you to worship this guy. Right? Go ahead.
For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect.
We're gonna read some of them signs and wonders too. Go ahead.
Behold, I have told you before.
See, I done told you before, man. So when you see it, if you alive and you see these things, you better know.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Wherefore, if they shall say unto you, behold, he is in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he is in the secret chamber.
Yeah.
Believe it not.
Yeah.
For as the lightning cometh out of the east,
talk to me,
and shineth even unto the west,
yeah,
so shall the coming of the Son of Man be.
Everybody on this planet gonna see him coming.
Yeah.
When he come, it ain't gonna be no, hey, did y'all hear Jesus was here?
Yeah,
did you hear? Did you see the Facebook post? He here? No, it ain't gonna be that.
No.
When he come, everybody that's living is gonna see that sky roll back. We gonna read it. That's why they don't want you to know this, man. That's why they don't want you looking for this kingdom. Go ahead.
Let's see, verse 28.
Yeah.
For wheresoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together.
Because there's gonna be a lot of killing. He gonna come back and do it just like that abomination of desolation gonna do a lot of killing. When Christ come back, he gonna do even more killing. You see? Go ahead.
Immediately after the tribulation of those days.
Immediate what?
After the tribulation of those days.
See, ain't no rapture, man. Immediately after the tribulation of those days, man. Then what?
Shall the sun be darkened?
Yeah.
And the moon shall not give her light.
All in the midst of this fourth kingdom, the 10 toes. If these 10 toes ain't in the play, if these 10 kings ain't on the scene, this ain't happening. That's what I mean when I say it kind of gave me some closure, if you will. Yeah, studying this.
Yeah.
You know, gave me a little closure a little bit. Okay. Like I said, not to take any of the natural disasters and plagues lightly. We should be prepared. Like if the lights go out right now, are you prepared? Right. If something was to happen right now, are you prepared to last for a couple of weeks to? So yeah, I'm not saying don't prepare, but that don't mean that sky about to crack though.
Don't worry about it.
That ain't about to happen. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I know that ain't about to happen. You know? Go ahead.
And the stars shall fall from heaven.
Yeah.
And the powers of the heavens shall be shaken.
Yeah.
And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven.
And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. Go ahead.
And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory.
Listen, they gonna see. We gonna read it though. Stay with me. We got one more slide about a few more. I know it's a little bit long, but hey, we had to bring it out, man. Had to bring it out. Go ahead.
And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet. And they shall gather together his elect from the four winds.
Now we're gonna be gathered. Right? Now you're gonna be taken up within the twinkle of an eye, those that are alive in Christ and those that are dead in Christ. Go ahead.
From one end of heaven to the other.
Yeah.
Now learn a parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender, and putteth forth leaves, ye know the summer is nigh.
Yeah.
So likewise ye, when ye shall see all these things,
Mm-hmm.
know that it is near, even at the door.
Yeah.
Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled.
Now, prior to me doing this lesson, I used to wonder, man, what did he mean by this generation? Think about it, man. If, like I said, if you alive when this kingdom gets set up, you gonna see this. If you don't get murdered or killed, during the tribulation, you gonna see this. Just like when Peter and them was alive. When you start seeing yourself get afflicted, when you start seeing your brothers and sisters get afflicted, when you start seeing people turning you into the Pharisees to get scourged in the temples, know that the destruction of Jerusalem is on the nigh. Same way in our day, right? When we see that the 10 kings get together, the abomination of desolation sit in the house and get to talk crazy, and the sky roll back. Hey, he coming. That's what we need to be looking for. Go ahead.
Verse 36.
Yeah.
Hold on. Nope. Verse 35.
Yeah.
Heaven and earth shall pass away,
Mm-hmm.
but my word shall not pass away.
Yeah.
But of that day and hour knoweth no man,
Mm-hmm.
no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only.
See that? That was it.
Okay.
Don't nobody know in what hour, right, when this man is on the throne, that eastern sky gonna crack. Now, we don't know when, but we know what's gonna happen in his time. We know if we alive and we see him stand in this spot, oh Lord.
Yes.
If you lay eyes on this guy, yeah, it's gonna happen in your generation, partner. So yeah.
A lot of Christians do not talk about this.
Nah.
Mainstream Christianity
nah.
do not talk
Heck
about
nah,
this.
man.
A lot
No,
of people
sir.
not gonna know.
No, sir. No, sir. Let's go ahead and finish it out. 38 and 42. 38 to 42.
For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage.
See, that's what's going to be happening. When this kingdom come into play, right, folks are just going to be going on with their lives like, hey, it's just any other old day. You see? But not knowing that since this kingdom is in place, it's really not. It's really not. Now, we actually, in fact, got 3.5 years. Go ahead.
Until the day that Noah entered into the ark.
Yeah.
And knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
Yeah.
Then shall two be in the field.
Mm-hmm.
The one shall be taken and the other left.
Yep.
Now, this is clearly after the tribulation.
Come on now, talk to me. Talk to him.
Okay. The one shall be taken and the other left.
Yeah.
2 women shall be grinding at the mill.
Yep.
The one shall be taken and the other left. Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doth come.
See that? Watch therefore. Now we know what we need to be watching for. The setting up of this kingdom. The coming of this man of sin that Daniel be talking about. Right? Let's go to Isaiah 34. Let's go to Isaiah 34. Now we know what we need to be watching for. You see? Because when he come on the scene, he gonna put a whooping on us. If we still alive, you still alive during this time, he gonna put a smooth whooping on you, man. It's gonna be worse than what Peter and them went through. Isaiah 34, we're gonna do 1 through 5. You got to go ahead. See, this is what they don't want you to know, right? Because this is what's gonna happen when this fourth kingdom is established. Go ahead.
Come near, ye nations,
to
hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein.
Mm-hmm.
The world and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies.
Yeah.
He hath utterly destroyed them.
So he's speaking in future tense. He did utterly destroy them. Remember, he gonna destroy the feet, and he gonna destroy the whole system. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
He have delivered them to the slaughter.
Yeah.
Their slain also shall be cast out.
Yeah.
And their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. And all the host of heaven shall be dissolved.
Yep.
And the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll.
You see, Christ ain't saying nothing that the prophets ain't already done said. Go ahead.
And all their hosts shall fall down as the leaf falleth off from the vine,
Mm-hmm.
and as a falling fig from the fig tree.
Yep.
For my word shall be bathed in heaven.
Yep.
Behold, it shall come down upon
Idumea, which is Edom, which is in fact Babylon. There's another. Go ahead though.
And upon the people of my and upon the people of my curse to judge me.
Even you, Judah. You see, that's why it's important, man, that we need to be getting spiritually right now. Because when this kingdom set up, yo, he gonna come in and wreck shop. Let's look at this some more. Revelation 6. Revelation 6. Revelation 6. And then we're going to do 12 through 17. That's right, Sister Francesca. It ain't going to be like that movie Left Behind. Nah, buddy. That's for entertainment. Ain't going to be no rapture, y'all. 6, 12 through 17. Revelation 6, 12 through 17. If you got it, baby, go ahead.
And I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal.
Yep.
And lo, there was a great earthquake.
See that? Another earthquake.
And the sun became black as sackcloth of hair.
Mm-hmm.
And the moon became as blood.
Just like what the Messiah told us in 24. Go ahead.
And the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs.
Yep.
And she is shaken of a mighty wind.
We just read that in Isaiah, almost verbatim. Go ahead.
And the heaven departed as a scroll when it was rolled together.
Okay.
And every mountain and island were moved out of their places.
Okay.
And the kings of the earth and the great men and the rich men and the chief captains and the mighty men and every bondman and every free man.
Everybody. Remember he said in 24, when the sky rolled back, folks on the earth gonna mourn. Right? Go ahead.
Hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains.
This is the mourning that's going on. Go ahead.
And said to the mountains and rocks,
go ahead,
fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne.
See, that's why me and my wife be talking about how the sky, the clouds seem like they closer to the sky. It seems like the sky's coming closer to the earth. Yeah. And that's what made me think about this verse. When the sky roll back, that's how you're gonna be able to see him sitting on that throne, because the sky's so freaking close. Yeah. Now, look like you could jump up and touch the cloud right now. So when that sky roll back, and you're gonna be able to see him sitting on the throne like you see me sitting right here in your face. Yeah. Come on, man. That's why they're gonna be mourning. Come on, go ahead.
And from the wrath of the Lamb.
Yeah.
For the great day of his wrath is come.
Oh, it's here now. Go ahead.
And who shall be able to stand?
And who shall be able to stand? You see, this is what's gonna happen, man. This is what we need to be looking forward to. This is why we need to know when this fourth kingdom is gonna be in place. Mark 13. Mark 13, then we got one more slide. Mark 13. Mark 13, we're gonna read verse 14, verse 19. And then 24 through 37. Go ahead, baby. Don't wait on me.
All right.
Mark 13, 14.
Verse 14, and it reads.
Yep.
But when ye shall see the abomination of desolation,
yep,
spoken of by Daniel the prophet, standing where it ought not,
yep,
let him that readeth understand. Then let them that be in Judea flee to the mountain.
Understand what? Understand that this man of sin, this abomination of desolation, is going to come about in this fourth kingdom. Understand that, right? That in order for him to come about, this fourth kingdom has to come about. Understand that. Go ahead. 15. Oh, yeah, you're right. 19, you're right.
Okay. For in those days shall be affliction.
Yep.
Such as was not from the beginning of the creation which God created unto this time.
Yeah.
Neither shall be.
Yeah. Skip down to 24 and 37. 24 through 37.
But in those days after that tribulation, the sun shall be darkened and the moon shall not give her light.
That's what we read in Revelation. Go ahead.
And the stars of heaven shall fall, and the powers that are in heaven shall be shaken.
Yep.
And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in the clouds with great power and glory.
The sky gonna be rolled back. Go ahead.
And then shall he send his angels,
Mm-hmm.
and shall gather together his elect from the four winds,
Mm-hmm.
from the uttermost part of the earth
Mm-hmm.
to the uttermost part of heaven.
Yeah.
Now learn a parable of the fig tree.
Mm-hmm.
When her branch is yet tender, and putteth forth leaves, ye know that summer is near.
Yep.
So ye in like manner, when ye shall see these things come to pass, know that it is nigh, even at the door.
When you see this kingdom form, know that it is nigh, even at the door. That's when it's at the door. You know, not because of the earthquakes and those are signs. Don't give me understand me now, right? But the sign we looking for to let you know the countdown starts is this kingdom.
He said those are sorrows.
Those are sorrows.
Yeah.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
This kingdom is the sign. Being afflicted and thrown in the synagogue for scourges. That was the sign for them to know that that Jerusalem's about to be destroyed. Same with us. In the latter days. These are our signs. Go ahead.
Verse 30.
Yeah.
Verily I say unto you,
Yeah.
that this generation shall not pass till all these things be done.
And again, if you alive when this kingdom come into play, unless you get killed during the tribulation, you gonna see this come to pass.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Heaven and earth shall pass away,
Yeah.
but my word shall not pass away.
Mm-hmm.
But of that day and that hour knoweth no man.
Mm-hmm.
No, not the angels which are in heaven,
Mm-hmm.
neither the Son, but the Father.
Yep.
Take ye heed, watch and pray, for ye know not when the time is.
Yep.
For the Son of Man is as a man taking a far journey,
Mm-hmm.
who left his house and gave authority to his servants, and to every man his work, and commanded the porter to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Watch ye therefore, for ye know not when the master of the house cometh, at even or at midnight, or at the cock crowing, or in the morning.
See, that's what he's in the midst of this 3.5 years. You don't know when this guy gonna come.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Lest coming suddenly he find you sleeping.
Yeah.
And what I say unto you, I say unto all, watch.
Watch for this kingdom to be established, y'all. That's what we need to watch for. Last slide. Let's look at this. Let's go to Revelation 13. We got 1, 2, 3. We might not read all these. Now just read what my brother Isaiah said. Prepare your minds. That's right, brother. Prepare your minds. Because, yo, if you alive when this demonstration jump off, hey, man. Boy. So we're going to read Revelation 13. We're going to read this whole thing. All right. You got it, baby. Go ahead.
And I stood upon the sand of the sea,
Yeah.
and saw a beast rise up out of the sea,
Okay.
having 7 heads and 10 horns.
7 heads and 10 horns. Let's count these heads real quick. 1 head, the bear. 2 head, the lion. 3, 4, 5, 6, the 4 leopards, and the dragon. The 4 beast. That's 7 heads, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And upon his horns 10 crowns.
10 crowns, 10 kings, right? All right.
And upon his head the name of blasphemy.
Keep that in mind. Name of blasphemy.
Mm-hmm.
Blasphemy. So we talking about the same demonstration right here. Same system of beasts. Go ahead.
And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard.
A leopard. Go ahead.
And his feet were as the feet of a bear.
Feet of the bear. Go ahead.
And his mouth as the mouth of a lion.
Mouth of the lion. Go ahead.
And the dragon gave him his power.
The dragon gave the power.
And his seat and great authority.
Uh-huh.
And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death.
Yeah.
And his deadly wound was healed.
Okay.
And all the world wondered after the beast.
Go ahead.
And they worshiped the dragon which gave power unto the beast.
Mm.
And they worshiped the beast, saying, Who is like unto the beast? Who was able to make war with him?
And if you think about it, yeah, we know this dragon represents Satan. However, this 4th beast is, in fact, the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire gave you the Catholic Church. And if you think about it, that's who we worshiping. I don't care if you a Kojic. I don't care if you a Jehovah's Witness. I don't care if you a Baptist. I don't care if you a Mormon, Muslim, whatever religion you are comes from the Roman Catholic Church. So that's, in fact, who you worship. And they worship the dragon. They worship the 4th beast. that gave power. You see? Go ahead.
And there was given unto him a mouth,
Yep.
speaking great things and blasphemy.
Here we go again. Go ahead.
And power was given unto him to continue 42 months.
42 months. Times, a half of the times, 3.5 years, or 1,290 days. Same amount of time if you do the calculation. So we're talking about the same period. Go ahead.
And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God.
Just like the little horn, talking crazy against God. What Daniel was talking about. Same thing. Go ahead.
To blaspheme his name.
Yep.
And his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven.
Yeah.
And it was given unto him to make war with the saints.
To make war with who?
The saints.
There's going to be a time unlike any other time since the world was created, and there ever will be. You see, we're reading the same thing over and over again. Go ahead.
And to overcome them. And power was given him all over kindreds and tongues and nations.
Yeah.
And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names were not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. If any man have an ear, let him hear.
Let him hear. If any man understand, let him understand, man. That's really what that's saying. Understand what you read. Go ahead.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
See, that's why they don't want you to read this. That's why they don't want you to be looking for that fourth kingdom, because they know, just like they led folk into captivity, they gonna be going into captivity. That's why they don't want you looking for this. Go ahead.
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
Yeah.
Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
Yeah.
And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth. And he had 2 horns like a lamb. And he spake as a dragon.
Okay.
And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him.
You remember before Christ came, the spirit of Elijah was on John the Baptist, who proclaimed the coming of the Messiah. So same thing. He got a false prophet just like Christ had a prophet. Go ahead.
And causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast.
Yeah.
Whose deadly wound was healed.
Yeah.
And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men.
See, these great wonders that he was talking about that's going to happen, right? This image, I have no doubt this image, he going to make this image again, right? And this time, this image is going to walk and talk. You see? I know y'all see it on y'all screen. The image of head of gold, that's the image they probably going to make again, man. Go ahead.
And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. Saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live.
Yeah.
And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast.
Go ahead.
That the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
And see, he should have the power to fool the very elect. You see? This is what's going on here in this fourth kingdom. Go ahead.
And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bound, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead.
Yeah.
And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
Oh, praises. Let's keep moving. For time's sake, we're not gonna do that 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, 1-12. Go ahead, put that in your archives. We ain't gonna do this Revelation 17. Nah, man, we're gonna do that Revelation 17. We're gonna do the rest of these. Revelation 17. I want y'all to read Revelation 18 on your own, and we're gonna end it with that Revelation 19. Yeah, we gotta do this Revelation 17. So we just got 2 more, y'all. Thank y'all for holding up with us, man. I know we kind of long. We don't usually be on here this long. But hey, we had to answer the question, man, and it had to come across like this to give you understanding of, why the questions was asked, how it was asked, and how he answered them, right? He answered them in an order, right? And the whole answer wasn't for Peter's in them time. A part of that answer was for our time. So we had to show that. I'll pray. So we had Revelation 17. We're going to do 1-7. and then we're going to skip and do 12 through 15. Then we got one more after this. So we have Revelation 17, 1 through 7. If you got it, baby, go ahead.
And there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials.
Yep.
And talked with me, saying unto me,
Yep.
Come hither. I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore which sitteth upon many waters.
Yeah.
With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have made drunk with the wine of her fornication.
Go ahead.
So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
Just like we read in Revelation chapter 6, that beast that came up had a name full of blasphemy. Now we're talking about the same beast. Go ahead.
And the woman was arrayed, in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth.
That's what this whole system is called. Although the second was Medo-Persia, the third was Greek, the fourth is Rome. This whole system is, in fact, to the Most High, Babylon, just like the head of gold. Go ahead.
And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints.
Yeah.
And with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus.
See?
And when I saw her...
Making war with the saints. Go ahead.
And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration.
Yeah.
And the angel said unto me, Wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carrieth her, which have the 7 heads and 10 horns.
7 heads and 10 horns. Right? Skip down to verse 12, do 12 through 15.
And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings.
Everywhere we done went. In this last kingdom, the 10 horns is 10 kings, just like Daniel said. Go ahead.
Which have received no kingdom as yet.
See, there ain't no kingdom yet, though. Go ahead.
But receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast.
But they're going to receive power with as kings 1 hour with the beast. 3. So we can say 3.5 years is maybe 1 hour to the Most High. You see how time kind of work with him? Like 1,000 years for us is 1 day to him. 3.5 years for us is 1 hour with him. Go ahead.
These have one mind.
Okay.
And shall give their power and strength unto the beast.
Okay.
These shall make war with the Lamb.
Didn't it say that in Daniel that the horn gonna go against the prince of princes? You see? We talking about the same thing, just saying it in different ways. Go ahead.
And the Lamb shall overcome them.
Yeah.
For he is Lord of lords and King of kings.
Yeah.
And they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful.
Yes.
And he said unto me, The waters which thou sawest, where the horse sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues.
Go ahead, read 16.
And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore.
Remember the miry clay and iron, they not gonna get along. They ain't gonna come together, fully. You see? Go ahead.
And shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire.
Go ahead, read it on out.
For God hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will.
Yeah.
And to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast until the words of God shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is a great city, which reigneth over the kings of the earth.
I pray. Let's go to Revelation 19 and we're gonna finish it on out, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in with us, staying with us, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Hope we get some understanding, man. Let's go to Revelation 19. We're gonna do 11 through 21. 11 through 21. If you got it, go ahead.
And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. And he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True.
Yeah.
And in righteousness he doth judge and make war.
Yeah.
His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns. And he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood. And his name was called the Word of God.
Yeah.
And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean.
Mm-hmm.
And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he might, that with it he should smite the nations.
And a stone was carved out of the mountain without hands that smote the feet of the image.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
And he shall rule them with the rod of iron.
Yeah.
And he treadeth the winepress of their fierceness and wrath of Almighty God.
And that stone became a great mountain on the earth, and his kingdom was everlasting. Go ahead.
And he hath on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And I saw an angel standing in the sun, and he cried with a loud voice, saying to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven, come and gather yourselves together unto the supper of the great God,
mm-hmm.
that ye may eat the flesh of kings, and the flesh of captains, and the flesh of mighty men, and flesh of horses, and of them that sat on them, and the flesh of all men, both free and bond,
mm-hmm.
both small and great. And I saw the beasts and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet
mm-hmm.
that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, and them that worshipped his image.
Yeah.
These both were cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone.
Uh-huh.
And the remnant were slain with the sword of him that sat upon the horse, which sword proceeded out of his mouth, and all the fowls were filled with their flesh.
And that's the lesson, folks. The sign of Christ's return, what is it? This fourth kingdom, these 10 kings. And when these 10 kings come together, they're going to give power to that one abomination of desolation. And he's going to make war with the saints. So much that it's going to be worse than any time ever in human history. Right? That's what we need to be looking forward to. And during that time is when he's going to come and destroy that kingdom forever. Revelations 18. Like I said, on y'all homework, on time, go read Revelations 18. Right? And that talks about that whole demonstration right there. Revelations 18. But for time's sake, man, y'all go read that on your own, man. Right? So yeah, like I said, that was a lesson, man. That's the sign. Like I said, we not saying don't look at the earthquakes and the pestilences and those are the sorrows. He told us himself. Those are the sorrows, right? But the sign is, especially in our day, is when them 10 kings come into play, right? It's when the revived Roman Empire come back into play. Then we know the countdown has begun, right? So I hope this made sense, man. I hope, folks was edified. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. I want to give a couple shots out, man. I see my brother Isaiah was on the demonstration. Shout out to Sister Danita. See Sister Jewel Zion Israel.
Shalom.
My sister Fred Chester. Shabbat shalom to y'all sisters, man. My brother Isaac Israel. Shalom, my brother.
Seen Sister Colette on there. Shalom.
Shalom, Sister Colette, my sister.
Shalom.
My sister Shonda. Shabbat shalom, sis. My brother Warriors. My brother Big Dot. Man, appreciate y'all, man. My elder Amnon. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Man, my brother Tuvai Yah was on the demonstration. Warriors. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Like I said, hope y'all was edified. We say peace and love to y'all, man. Hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Shabbat.
And all those on Facebook as well.
All those on Facebook tuning in. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. And our sister channel, if y'all want to tune in and then tune into them today. They won't be on YouTube. A quarter of Melchizedek Memphis will be on Facebook live only today. So if you have access to that, you can get to them brothers on Facebook Live. And again, man, thank y'all for tuning in. See the UK was in the building. Shout out to the UK, United Kingdom.
Shalom.
Shalom. Peace to my brothers and sisters up there. And I pray you have a peaceful and restful Shabbat, man. Did you want to say anything else?
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, y'all. And hey,
y'all.
You know how we do it around here.
Kingdom over everything. You can say kingdom over everybody. Are you willing to put your mind, body, and soul on the line?
call this kingdom over everything. I'm about my Abba's business, for I be my wedding ring. Married to the gospel and I'm faithful, never giving up. That's word to the chief. My belief in the spiritual. Do the work, plant the seed. Christ is what these people need. Not them doctors that y'all feed. Souls burning cause of greed. Hands to the piss out, like the swizz that from my brizz out. 10 toes diz out as I'm praying for my criz out. Precept on them precepts while I let the spirit direct. Every move I miss, can't let the serpent take my soul away. Praying for the strength to make it through the day. Darts flying at me, but the feet just keep me strapping. Pappy say he got me long as I worship his son. He say I'll never lack as long as he is number one. That's why I'm on my knees begging for forgiveness. Regardless what y'all think, this kingdom business. Call it KOE. I won't let you get my life. I won't let you get my body. I'm a soldier of Yahweh. We gon' kill Illuminati. It's the kingdom over everything. We want the kingdom over everything. We call this KOE. I won't let you get my life. I won't let you get my body. I'm a soldier of Yahweh. We gon' kill Illuminati. It's the kingdom over everything. We want the kingdom over everything. We call this KOE. Got the spirit of Moses up against Janus and Jambres, exposing the lies. That's why these preachers is mad at me. Repping the covenant that was gave to my fathers. The spirit of Abraham got me drinking the waters. I call that fully persuaded. I pray to y'all that I make it up out this booth I'm in. Spiritually speaking, spiritually speaking. From what I've been reading, as long as I'm breathing, it's 613 and I mean it. I got this work and I'm fiending to do it. Study to prove it. You ain't gotta believe it. He gon' make do in this season. We gon' be bending a knee. We gon' help rule in this kingdom. For the wicked it ends. They all gon' burn in they sins. I'm on a straight path, never turning right or left. Narrow is the road to salvation. We talking life or death. That's why I'm on my knees begging for forgiveness. Regardless what y'all think, this kingdom business. Call it KOE. And he said to them all, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me. We call this KOE. For whosoever shall save his life shall lose it. Whosoever will lose his life for my sake, the same shall save it. We call this KOE. If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and will forgive their sins and will heal their land. Where all this pride coming from, huh? We denied the sun from the jump, number one. Number two, we worship all these falsified deities, sending vain praises up, worshiping our enemies. 3, we glorify, put our trust in man, idolizing doctrines that's abominable to man, and we puffed up like we done something, even though the prophets told us that the Lord would turn from us, utterly destroy us, homeland desolate, told us he would scatter us. Tell me what you thought that meant. Most these pastors teaching nonsense in the pulpits, ministers of Satan, that's who they be fooling with, doctrines of devils, demons in your reign, sin and iniquity, never-ending pain. Pray the Lord forgive me, I blaspheme his name in my holy ignorance. Have mercy on me, man. Have mercy on me, man. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time, casting all your care upon him, for he cares for you. I was a sinner and I know it, trying to change though. Read scripts, trying to apply them to my life, so I had to make some changes, call it audible. Cause some things I was doing was abominable. Had a slice of humble pie, you should try it, be sure. It's that inner self that you should be trying to reach. It's that daily bread that we should be trying to eat. The spirit mindset we should be trying to keep. All this hatred is of Satan, he deceived us all. But if we believe on the Son, he gon' redeem us all. Glorified bodies, but are you teachable? Or do you just wanna do what you wanna do? That's a question we gotta ask ourselves, cause that sound like self-worship and that's a path to hell. Well, as for me, I'm a humble on down, and with a trembling heart pray for my crown. Now, wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. For it is God which worketh in you, both to will and to do of his good pleasure. Do all things without murmurings and disputings, that ye may be blameless and harmless, the sons of God, without rebuke, in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, among whom ye shine as lights in the world, holding forth the word of life, that I may rejoice in the day of Christ, that I have not run in vain, neither labored in vain. Yea, and if I be offered upon the sacrifice and service of your faith, I joy and rejoice with all of you. For the same cause also do ye joy and rejoice with me. And rejoice with me. And rejoice
Peace and love, y'all. Enjoy the rest of y'all Shabbat. Shalom.